Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all others. Welcome to Blood and Song. I am Johnny, your GM. Tonight, I'm joined by Brad.
Hi.
A very happy-looking Dan.
Hi.
He's just remembered what we've got coming up.
Where we are.
Yeah, it's lucky you. Christine, who's equally peaked.
Hello.
Ryan, who's zen. He's got this.
Because I've got to play 3 characters tonight. That's why I'm zen. I have to be.
3?
Yeah, because
Same.
Dan can't.
He's got
yeah.
to do my dice rolls.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I
Do you want me to do Dan?
if you want.
Yeah, someone else can do that.
Alright.
Someone can roll my dice.
Ah, see, there we go. So, see, Ryan doesn't
Not
mind really.
anyone but Brad. I make that very clear. Anyone but Brad.
And finally, Joffrey. Hello, Joffrey. We're not ignoring you.
Hello. Hello. No, it's,
Giving you a nice long lead in.
How was everybody's week?
Well,
Pretty good.
yeah, full on. I think it sounds from
Yeah.
our little preamble chat.
It's
before
been
we
an
come online.
eventful week for a lot of people.
yeah.
I think
It
I had
is.
I had a real chilling week, which was fun.
Oh.
Doing audio auditing at work, which is interesting.
Audio
So-
auditing, not editing. Auditing.
No, auditing. So I have to listen to all the voice
Auditings.
lines. Auditings, man. Auditings.
Right.
I've got to listen to the voice lines, check what's written, make sure they match up for like subtitles and accessibility. So if someone's sized beforehand, I had to like write flag that they did that, so that for the game that I'm working on when it comes out, when people have subtitles, it makes sure that what is said matches, and then also the intention, I guess is the right term, if they're sighing or if they're
they do like the other description, right? They sighing, yeah.
yeah. So that's been quite fun actually. It's been nice to listen to a whole bunch of stuff, and obviously, you know, even though they're recorded in studios, their microphone quality is not as good as all of ours because, you know, we're the best. But
Including
yeah.
me?
Yeah, including Dan right now. No, I'm kidding. But it was yeah. So I think let's start that off on a nice, cool one, and then I think everyone else had a real.
Did
shocker.
you have to listen to like 18 versions of like
I so sort of. There's an entire.
I'll do that one again.
Can you do it? But this time, can you really just think onions
Well,
whilst you're
The
doing
thing
it, Dan?
is, so I had to. So 2 weeks before this as well.
What's the onions?
Well, that's what I want you to embody in the character. Is, you know, what is the onion in that?
What is
grunt?
the onion?
What is
Mm.
exactly? Peel away the layers. What is the
For
onion?
me, the onion reminds me of my childhood trauma, where my auntie once chopped an onion, but she chopped her finger off at the same time, and the blood hit me in the face. I was only 4 years old, and so anytime I hear or see or smell an onion, I'm reminded of that trauma.
That's exactly
And
what I want. Stormtrooper number
Yeah.
7.
Exactly. And did you feel that? I thought I brought that through with that one.
It
So.
was, yeah, it was poignant.
So I had to sort of do a similar thing, Dan, a few weeks ago, where I had to record all of the like video footage of all the worst things in the game to then be sent off to age rating boards for them to review it, which I found quite interesting. And I've learned a lot about how different countries have different regulations and stuff like that. So it's been actually quite interesting. But I had to literally record low health grunts to check whether they were too sexual or not, which is interesting.
I want you
That's
to know.
amazing.
There's a lot
I
of
want
games
you to know
that
that
don't do
all-
that, to be fair.
That's
Yeah,
so
all my low
subjective.
health grunts are sexual. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
I had to do that, and it was interesting. And I asked, so I guess in a way, I literally had to record and listen to moans, and then send them off to
Amazing.
age rating boards. So,
I listen to moans every day at work, but that's the joy of being a teacher.
For the children, yeah.
What's the? But I mean, how do you objectively evaluate if a groan is sexual or not?
And is
Well,
Ryan the
there
correct
is-
person to be doing this, or is his
Ryan
bar
is-
too low?
Ryan is exactly the person.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the thing is, it doesn't go to me. It goes to like I don't know who makes up the age rating boards, but let's be honest, they're probably not young. So the idea of someone going is probably a little too much for them. And then but who knows? So those have all that's what I've been doing in my time, which has been fun.
So now, have they not been listening to like Arctic Monkeys albums that are just filled with like because they never cut the damn things
I
out?
mean,
Like
Ooh.
90s rap
Most-
albums had like blowjob sounds in it and stuff like that, didn't it? Like
The 90s was a dark time that is best
Wu-Tang
left
Clan had a
behind.
lot of different sounds. In
yeah,
those songs.
and Biggie and the Eminem albums made fun of it, didn't they? It's all that stuff.
It's true.
Good times.
Speaking of West Coast rap, watched Super Bowl last
The
night.
Super Bowl, yes, I watched that
Yeah?
as well.
Is
I
it
stayed up
super?
I wanted
all
to.
night.
I
It
wanted
was
to.
brilliant, actually.
Right.
You know, I don't even know what sport it is.
American
American
football.
football.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah. So
I
no
had-
more now till September.
no. Well, I thought I'd only watch normally because it goes on till, well, because it was in LA, it went
Mhm.
on until gone 3 o'clock in the morning, and I
Yeah.
thought I'm never going to stay up for that. But actually, I thought
was a
the
really
game
good
was
game.
brilliant,
Yeah.
which is normally not true of all Super Bowls because quite often they can be quite.
Guy in my team
not
books
boring,
Monday,
but it's normal.
books Monday off work so he can watch Super Bowl and
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
sleep
that's when
in.
my dad used
I
to
wasn't
do.
allowed to take Monday off because too many people had already done it.
I already booked it off.
Wow.
I thought it was brilliant. I was,
Mm.
although I had a tenner on the Bengals, so if anybody's not watched this, I'm upset. Anyway,
Spoilers.
Yeah, well-
Absolute spoilers. No
I
point in
know, I
watching it
know.
now.
Live stream as well. So actually,
But isn't it
is
true of
really
American
worth it.
football
It is really
that
worth it.
like it's like an 8-hour show, but there's only like 6.5 minutes of football, and the rest is all just adverts? That's everything
Yeah,
I know
it-
about
it
American
does-
sports.
it
It's
does take
90%
about-
adverts.
It takes about 3 hours, and there's 90 minutes of play. No, 60 minutes
No,
of play.
60 minutes of play.
Oh,
That's it.
No, but
What?
also they
Right.
don't even play for the full 60 because every time the ball goes down, you got 40 seconds before you make your next play. So you might wait 30 of those seconds and then snap the ball for a 10-second play and then put it down and your timer starts again.
And yet
So-
people say football is a boring game.
Yeah,
But-
At least they're playing for 90 minutes plus.
Yeah, and
It-
at least
it-
at
it's
rugby,
quite
they
difficult,
actually
It is a
beat
real
them
shame
still.
because the tactics of American football are super interesting, but everything
Yeah,
else
Yeah.
is
they are.
trash.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And I've seen a couple of live games, and I've been really lucky because those couple of live games have actually been really quite interesting to watch. Because sometimes it can just be like, oh well, like football, you know, it can really, you know, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nothing like a
one team just
riveting
walks in and
0-0.
just goes bum, 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 and storms it. But this was really good.
Talking of
Yeah.
live games, 3 of you have had live shows, right? Or
Yeah.
obviously in prep. How's they been going? How was it, Christine?
It was all right, except well, I had 2 costume super. So this was the event that we had at Rochester Castle, which was part of Medway Light Nights, and it was a really big success. Like the weather
it
held.
looked fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, and our show. So most of it was curated by a company called Emergency Exit Arts, which is a ridiculous name for an arts company, but never mind. But they brought lots of light artists and some students to cut, like local art students and stuff, to do installations based using light, basically. And our show was by a theatre company called Icon Theatre, who were the people that I was employed by, and it was this massive thing. There was about 200 performers in it. I told people about it a bit last week, but it was I'd not seen any of the projections at all. So to me, it was a really big surprise. And a lot of the performers, because we'd been rehearsing because of COVID, and because of so many of them, we'd been rehearsing quite separately. We'd only been coming slowly together. So the first time we actually got everybody together was Thursday night. And it was, you know, it was really impressive, but it was a hell of a logistic pain in the arse, especially when I had 2 costume supervisors and I lost both of them to positive COVID tests.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you're like,
Okay, 200 people, dress yourselves. Good luck.
yeah, close.
I mean,
to
they
that.
dress themselves every day. It shouldn't really be that
I
hard.
think it
should
would be, yeah, but it was a case of, because there were a couple of we didn't have anybody completely getting changed, but there was some underdressing going on. So we started off with this Victorian number, and the Victorian clothes were all velcroed, and so they could cut the dancers rip them off, and then underneath they've got hoodies and joggers. And it was like, right, okay, so someone's got to collect those costumes and then get them back to the green room so they can put them back on again so that they can do the next show, because it was done 3 times a night. But the weather held. The wind, it got a bit windy at one point, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know how much the I know the guys in the tower were quite smug about it to start with, because they knew they wouldn't get wet. But when the wind got up, they were like, "Oh, I don't know if I really like being up here." And we had wind meters and stuff, but also I was like, "Well, I'm fine."
The joy of outdoors performances. I do not miss festivals at all.
But it was great. It was really, really great, and all of the community that took part in it were just. I think it really made a difference to them. And the castle grounds were they had a reduced capacity because of COVID still, but it would normally hold about 4,000 people. And I think we had about 2,500, 3,000 in there for each of the shows, which was just incredible feeling.
That's brilliant.
Having that
That's
amount
brilliant.
of people. And then, you know, when we finished the last show, I'm like, right, everybody get down to the wall and go on. And they're all going, oh, it's so lovely, hugging. I'm like, just move. I need to open some gates and let the public out. And then when we came to the green room, the choreographer had set it up so that anybody who walked through the door got a big cheer from everybody. So like we all got it was great. And we had a hip hop street guys, and when they got their cheer, they started doing all these flips. And of course, we had like the 88-year-old coming in. She came in.
And she did some flips too.
No, funnier. She came in, got a big cheer, so she went out with her stick again, and then came back in to get another cheer. It was lovely. It was so silly. Yeah, but it was a lot of hard work, but it was very, very, very cool.
I'm glad live shows are starting to actually gain a little bit of traction again, and hopefully weather the storm, so to speak. Talking of weather and the storm, Dan, we have to address this rumor that you have been replaced by a creature like Seed and Origin, and actually say that in reality you're just in digs with quite bad Wi-Fi.
That's exactly what's happened. I'm in digs with very bad Wi-Fi, and no tablet or anything. I'm on my phone. It all went wrong this week.
The interesting thing is, even though you look like a slideshow, it's a very high quality slideshow for some reason.
Yeah, it is quite high quality, but it does look like your stop motion. It's like Morph or Pingu or something.
It is. That is definitely the Samsung with Discord issue.
That's fine. Better than blurry. I would just make sure you don't have at any point a bad face, because you don't know when it'll
it's really hard, isn't it?
No pressure.
Thanks, Johnny. That's very kind of you to say.
I think you look remarkable for your age.
Thanks, buddy. 83, and you wouldn't even know it.
Not a day over 75.
So
Strahd gave me tips.
On this gig I've been on this week, I met what is probably the most insulting person of my life. But she has no malice. She's no malice.
That's
She's
just her.
Extremely blunt. And so she brought chocolates to the first rehearsal, and I was like, oh, that's lovely. And she brought chocolates to the second rehearsal, and I thought that's sweet. And on the third day, she brought chocolates again, and I was like, Elena, you need to stop bringing chocolates. You're going to make me fat. And she literally looked at me and said, no, you did that on your own.
Damn.
Wow.
Has she been reading like The Art of Negging or something?
But it was like,
Did she ask you out afterwards?
Jesus, thank you.
And she wasn't the one you fired. That's the most amazing.
That's not even the one I fired. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Talking of firing people.
Oh no.
Let's see if we can get you in the firing line.
Yes.
I'm going with it. Run the tape. So, we pick up where we left off last time. You were exploring a dungeon or a building inside or submerged under an ice cave, looking for the temple where you would hopefully find some answers to your visions. As you dug very slowly and very carefully through the terrifying trapped corridor that had no traps, you started to uncover journal entries that seemed to be linked to Faeza's mentor, Mycenta. As you crept through, you managed to find a shrine to a strange winged figure that you couldn't tell too much about, other than it seemed to be a place where people worshipped. Then you walked round the corner and met a peculiar figure called Origin, who seemed eerily familiar, as they seem to embody a lot of the characteristics that your former companion Seed did. As you began to talk to them and question them, you found out that they were being controlled or spoken to telepathically by some people called the Sisters. As you asked your questions, the Sisters lost patience, and Origin began to transform before your very eyes, their pale skin breaking out as 6 tentacles burst out with their eyes on stalks on top of a very humanoid head. And it's at this point that I would like you all to roll initiative, please.
Alrighty.
Right, let's see if I can do this old cheeky style. No, I can't. So I'm gonna have to just give you the figures from the other people.
That's absolutely fine. I am going to do this manually today, just because we've got a few technological issues.
23 for me, please.
Ooh, I'm assuming you're probably going to be first, but just bear with me.
Oh, I can.
Yay! I've got 8.
Okay.
Oh, that's not awful
Right.
today.
Okay, so over 20. It looks like Lack is going first.
Well, yeah.
As usual.
And then it was
Ooh. That's not ideal.
Docs. Then Origin. Okay.
Then-
Faeza, have you rolled?
Yes, 8. Foundry's still
8.
loading, so it might not have triggered
So
anything.
it's
Okay.
Octavius at
Octavius will be
14.
14, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll read the rest out to you. Octavius at 14. Ripper at 13.
Yep.
I've got 5 with Sixsmith.
Oh,
So then it will be.
Faeza, and then 6 at the end.
Is Faeza rolling?
Good question.
Come
Faeza
on,
will
Druid,
roll
be
herself into
useful.
initiative.
I feel like she's just going to book it, though.
Her action is to shit her pants.
She's
We
going to
shall
think
see.
anyone
So-
that's dead. Yeah.
At the top of the round, we have Lack.
So
What would you like to do? The creature is about 20 feet away over the table.
has he made any? Is he looking like he's going to attack? Are they looking like they're going to attack?
The last piece of dialogue that
Oh
the
yeah,
characters
you're
was
going to die.
half
yeah.
a second ago, but for us, was time to die.
Okay, so I see all of these eye stalks pop out of his head,
Yes.
out of their head.
One for each fist, right?
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it? Boom.
But I don't know because Seed. I don't know about this whole psychic being taken over thing, and I've still got my soul hurt from Seed. So I am going to run to the table
Yes.
and flip it on its side, and use
Okay.
it as a giant shield for all of us. So I'm gonna
Make an
knock it
athletics
down.
check then.
well,
for your
what,
action.
if I'm going to do that first, I'm going to bust my arms out, aren't I?
So it'd
I'm
be
busting.
then a wisdom.
Wisdom,
check. Yeah.
wisdom check.
So it's wisdom athletics. So do you have athletics proficiency?
I don't have athletics. I don't think I do. No, so
No.
it'll just be
No. So it's just a wisdom check then.
wisdom check.
Oh, are you rolling them, Dan?
No, I can't roll them. So someone.
Oh, okay. Then that's a 24 then.
So absolutely, you run forward. These 6 arms just burst out of the back of you. You just flip the table up, and it can careers into the floor, and now
So,
makes a wooden shield.
Kind of half holding it up so that it's in front of us, like a giant shield, effectively for everyone.
Nice.
Okay. Absolutely.
And then I'll crouch there and wait.
Fantastic. Docs, what would you like to do?
So if I roll to see what the thing is that the action? Like any sort of rolls to investigate? Like, do I know this thing? Do I have a scene? Do I have any idea of what it might be? Of what it might do?
I'm just gonna let you know for free as a history check. You've never seen something like this before.
Okay.
Like seeing a that looked to be a person, although a very strange person, suddenly burst into kind of an aberrant form with eyeballs floating is damned weird, even by Nurmengard standards.
And you say they're 20 feet away.
From yourself, you are just around a corner, so they are 25 feet away.
Okay. I'm going to go behind the table to use it.
Okay.
Yes. And from there... Oh dear God. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to meta magic distance spell. I think I can do that, right? I have 2 meta magic and...
So I believe you can cast up to a level 2 spell.
Yes, distant 1 sorcery point. Excellent. I'm going to spend 1 sorcery point, and I'm going to cast a level 2, which will be a level 2.
Does it not use 2 sorcery points? I think it's 1 sorcery point per spell level. I may be wrong. Please do check.
So what it reads here is...
I think it's a particular amount of sorcery points per meta magic.
Yeah, so when you cast a spell that has a range of 5 feet or greater, you can spend 1 sorcery point to double the range of the spell.
Okay.
Or make the range 30 foot for a spell with the range of touch.
Okay, fantastic.
So I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Go for it. Make an attack roll.
Let me do it on Foundry. Spellbook. Oh, I don't understand. Cast spell. I need to roll.
Yeah, so if you cast spell is the attack roll, I think. There, so you've got attack and then damage.
Yeah,
yeah.
You have to make him.
17.
So 17 does hit.
Yes. Suffer the pain. And and 16 points of necrotic damage.
So as you see Docs skid forward, hooves kind of sparking against the dark flagstones behind the table, reaches out, and these purplish black energy orbs just zoom out and seem to attach around Origin's body. Origin looks at them, shrugs them off, and kind of things, and they appear to be immune to necrotic damage.
Oh, for God's sake.
Interesting.
Next up is Origin, unless you'd like to do anything as a bonus action.
No, I'll just pray.
Okay. So, they are going to step forward. 3, 4, so they can see you all just walking around the table. And, Ryan, can you roll me a d6, please?
No. No more, mate. Thank you. I'm okay. I know I like to roll dice, but you know. A 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okie day. Dilla 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 ding. So as the creature looks forward, it's going to turn to Docs, having just seen this energy shoot forward, and say, I think that was rather rude. And as it holds its hands out, you see one of its eyes just begin to glow, pulse, and can you make a DC 13 Dex save for me, please, Doc?
You will get +5 to that, Docs, because you are within 10 feet of me. You are muted as well.
I'm saying, is this a magic? This is a magic thing, right? So I have
It is a magical effect. You would have advantage.
What did you ask me to do? Dexterity?
Dex save. You have +5, I believe, as well.
Saving throw. +5. 31.
So you feel magic shimmer onto you that seems to almost slow you down, but then you shrug it off. Bradley, could you roll me a d6, please?
Sure. Let's use a manual dice.
Yes.
6.
No, not the Bradded dice.
6.
Roll.
With a fun
No!
die.
We wanted you to roll low!
6.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
We don't know. It could be people have been assigned a number, so I'm going to get attacked.
Okay, so
Then-
it's going to look out, having failed to slow down Docs. It's going to go, this is not going to plan. Maybe another one. It looks at the massive arms coming out of the back of Lack and says, you, as another eye, just sparks. And I need Lack to make a DC 13 strength saving throw, please.
I can do that with wisdom now.
Okay,
So-
it's irrelevant anyway.
I rolled a 20 anyway.
Oh,
On the
thanks,
strength.
mate.
Sorry, I hit it to... It says
That's all right.
25.
I'm
So-
very happy with it.
As this happens, you feel a great force go to shove you back telekinetically, but your hands grip
Right.
into the floor and against the wall and just stop you being moved, holding the table in place. That is their turn. Next up, Faeza is going to burst forward, staying as far back as she can, and she's going to shout, Falvakra, take this! And she's just going to open up her hand, and she is going to cast Entangle. So let's do this. It should then give me... She's going to create that entire grid that you should be able to see, starting at the creature and going back as vines that just grow out of the wall and sharp thorns. They need to make a saving throw strength, which they fail as they become completely wrapped up in
Yes.
these vines, and they are now restrained. Octavius, you are up. Ripper, you're on deck.
Right,
What does
so-
that do for us, Johnny?
They
Oh,
are...
restrained. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, they are restrained.
So I'm gonna
What
drag,
does that
I'm
mean?
gonna drag my.
Speed of 0. Can't move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just can't move.
Thank you.
Attack rolls against this creature have advantage.
Good to know.
Oh, God, that's good.
I'm gonna drag my wildfire spirit on because I summoned it at the start of the dungeon, if you remember.
Yep, that's absolutely fine.
And then I'm going to use my. So this is going to be a little bit different here. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Flame Blade.
Ooh,
as
Bradley, get
the
you.
The scepter is wreathed in fire as Octavius is going to charge within 5 feet of
What?
the creature and
Yep.
lash out with the Flame Blade.
Bruv, are you
Go for it.
shillelagh? Are you
We've
shillelagh?
changed.
This is my fire shillelagh essentially, yeah. 17 to hit.
Oh!
Hits, roll damage.
Okay, so that's my scimitar. No, it's not my scimitar. Sorry, it's just a flame blade. It's not the scimitar. Wait, let me read this again. Yeah, it's just.
It
a-
has
it's
roll
just-
damage underneath it, so you could live.
Oh, thanks.
It's all good. Okay,
3d6
maths.
plus 1d8 for my flame spirits infusement for a total of
Woo!
17 damage.
Unky.
Okay, right. As Octavius does sprint forward, taking advantage of the vines wrapping up The body, though, the tentacles are still
Oh,
moving
I
and the
had
eyes are
advantage,
just
didn't
swiveling
I?
to look at you.
I'm gonna roll
You
again,
did.
just in case.
Just in case.
Did not. No crit.
And would have just been a hit. Yeah. Ripper, you're up. Faeza, you're on deck.
Right. I'm gonna take 2 steps.
So, just as a note, because the template has disappeared, if you step further than 10 foot, you'd be stepping into the vines and would have to take the saving throw yourself.
Where? Oh, hold on a minute. Actually, I think that's okay if I stand. Yeah. So I want to move basically. If I move above Octavius, is that fine?
Yes.
Great. That's fine. Then I shall move there. And I'm going because I've got the reach on my weapon. I'm going to attack twice.
Okay.
And I attack with advantage. That's advantage for lads. Oh, 16! I don't think that's going to do it.
Hits. Roll
Ooh.
damage.
Yay!
All right. 13 points of damage
Yep.
for my first attack. Let's chuck a smite on that as well.
Go for it.
Might as well. I feel like it's 2d8 if I just use a first level spell. Yeah, it is. So I should just put to wham that bad boy. 10 points of radiant damage.
So as you hit forward with your first smite from your glaive, the initial hit, it seems, you see, cuts into the flesh, and as you see the bit that kind of burned away part of the armor where Octavius had stabbed out, bones and leaves and bits of brittle branches just fall out, whilst wrapped in what looks like esophagus. It's kind of like oily, curling, blackened flesh, and then as your weapon glows with the white hot light of radiant damage, the creature recoils and starts screaming, and it seems to have an incredible impact upon it.
Interesting. Then
Very interesting.
very interesting. And he gives 2 of these to Docs, right? Give 2 of these to Docs. Yeah, my he's much better than yours, mate. And he'll go for his second attack.
Go for it.
22 to hit.
Hits, roll damage.
Lovely. Oh, that one's not. Oh, that one's much better though. With my re-rolling 1 and 2s, I managed to get max damage. So that's 14 points of regular slashing damage.
Okay.
I best not blow another thingy. Yeah, I best not blow another. What's the word?
Smite.
Smite.
Okay, in that case,
But sorry, 1 second.
Go for
I
it.
will then use my polearm master to attack from the back.
go for it.
25.
Hits, roll damage.
Lovely. That's going to be a 1d6 with that bonus. So that'd be.
I see you,
4 plus-
Geoffrey. I see you.
4 plus 3 is 7.
Okay.
7 points of slashing damage. Then I shall take a step. Can we move through as? Can we move through? What's the word? Ally squares.
If there's a blank square on the other side, yes.
Okay,
Otherwise,
cool.
it basically
The only-
costs
the only
double
reason
movement to edge around.
The only reason I'm just trying to figure out is for 6 whether I need to move
Yeah.
out the way to get 6 through.
Well,
But he
the
can
table
squeeze-
itself is not actually where it is now. The table is kind of angled down, so he could probably move through the square where the table is,
I
because the
suppose
table
you could
was
just
on its
move
side.
all the way around behind it, couldn't he? if he
Yeah.
wants to- yeah. Okay, we'll figure that out when we get to that turn. But that is the. I'll stay there then. That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Faeza.
Hello. So I would like to cast Branding Smite on one of my arrows,
Okay.
and then use my crossbow bow and shoot that arrow
Go for it.
at the creature. And I get double attack. So I get
Sure.
double
So
attack.
attack twice. So the first one would
it'll
have
be-
Branding
one will
Smite
be
the-
second
that.
standard. Yeah.
I was singing that
Yeah.
too. Right.
Huh?
I was singing that as well.
Okay, so first crossbow. Carry on. This will be the one with the Branding Smite.
You doing
Oh,
that with
bollocks.
advantage?
No, I'm not. I should do.
You have
something,
advantage because the creature is still restrained.
Thank God for that, because that was terrible. that is better. 26.
That hits. Roll damage.
Thank you. So I roll damage for the arrow and the branding smite,
Yes.
didn't I?
Yes.
So first is piercing damage, which is that was 5.
Okay.
And then the other one is branding smite. Get out the way, please. Come on. Which is 5 radiant damage.
Okay. So
and then
5 radiant. So as the radiant comes on, you see the bolt. The first bolt hit and kind of take the creature in the neck. And again, you actually this time just see teeth kind of falling out of the hole in the neck, kind of bloodied and blackens. And then with the second one, the creature turns around to you and says, Faeza, why? And then the branding bolt just takes it straight in the forehead as it turns. As the bolt the radiance hits, it bubbles and twists, and then the head just explodes until all you can see is just like these dangling eye stalks that flop down, and then the creature is being held limp in the vines, dead.
That's creepy. How did it know my name?
Yeah, that's bloody right. You get the fisting from all of us, yeah?
Just had to fit it in.
Good work, everyone. Good work. Obviously, Sixsmith here. Yes, brother. Did you do well? Did you do good? I think you did. You did good there, didn't you? Yes, good tactical maneuver with the table, huh? Very, very good.
Thanks, brother. We're usually not so complimentary, but I like it. You've come alive.
You do fine in the army. Become a fister like me, you know? Captain of the fist hand, or whatever it is I say. Fistsmith.
Use the whole hand.
Use the whole hand, is what we say.
So you find yourselves in the middle of this dining room where the vines now recede as you see Faeza drop her concentration, and this body just slumps to the floor.
That's what I'm on about, Faeza. Nice one, yeah? Coming in here
to
being frightened of all these things.
investigate the body further, see what.
Yeah.
Are you
And
looking
both-
for medical reasons or just checking it out? Are you doing a medicine investigation, or are you doing like a what is this thing investigation?
I think in my head
Let's
it's
see-
what is this thing?
That would
I'd like
be
to see if
investigation then.
With my experience with seed, I'd like to help.
So then you can have advantage on the roll docs.
Oh, I'm happy for she because Faeza, you've got more medicine and stuff, don't you?
And Faeza
I've
knows
got
about these
more
things. Obviously.
investigation.
I'm
but not
happy.
medicine.
I'm
I've
happy
got a
to.
lot of
I'm
medicine.
happy to support you. I'm happy to support Faeza.
I don't mind who takes it at all.
You
Okay,
do,
I'll
Faeza.
take it with your help, and then
Because
that
they
means
said your name and that was creepy.
that was creepy. 'Cause I've never met that one before. So that's 1, but I'll get advantage because I've got the help.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Cool. Good, because that wasn't great.
Yeah. Like-
That's 16.
So as you begin to peer through the remnants, in the time that you'd aided Seed, you see that some of the insides look remarkably similar from the very little you had seen. It seems to be a mishmash of bones and wood and metal in some cases here. There's also a rather large amount of organic fleshiness, although what is there seems to be black and rotted in a way that is very familiar to you. You had encountered it several times when dealing with the plague.
Does it look more advanced than what I've seen with Seed? As in, like, does this look like a later model, as it were? Like,
It's hard to tell with a 16.
Okay.
You've only met Seed, and Seed was relatively private with, although Faeza did help. It wasn't that they'd allowed you to do, a full investigation that kind of give you any sense of it. This being the second creature like them that you've come across, you feel like as you go into the next one you meet, you'll start to get a little bit more understanding of them.
Is the plague symptoms a natural progression as we've seen before, or does it look manufactured?
Would you like to take a medicine check and find out?
Sure, I would.
It's a very good question, Bradley. A very good question. if I'm looking up now, it's because I've managed to mirror my phone on my TV screen now, so I can see.
No worries.
So I'm looking up.
Okay. So, with a 14, you are very familiar with the effects of the plague, having cured it in essentially 2 cities. You are now getting the sense that maybe it was never a plague to begin with. This seems to be some deeper kind of corruption that is pouring out and possessing creatures, inhabiting their bodies. This seems to be completely embodied in the very few fleshy parts of Origin's body. It does not seem unreasonable to guess that this could be the kind of thing that might happen to people were what you've previously called the plague be left.
Like a parasite or like a symbiote?
That's still hard to tell.
Okay.
But it definitely seems that this, what you previously assumed to be a disease of some kind, is definitely not a disease.
Okie dokie. So, could be living. Good to know.
Oh.
I think we should set it on fire and move on.
Maybe like some kind of venom.
Yes, brother. You know what Mother used to say about venom, huh?
If you get it in, you got to suck it out. You got to both put it in and suck it out.
I thought that was
Happy Valentine's Day.
I thought that one was poison.
No, venom is injected, so you have to suck it out.
Say it,
Right.
say it, Octavius,
Say
say
it.
it.
You heard me. You heard me the first time.
Every time I'm just adding a d6 of health to the final boss.
So 1,000 d6 of health points.
At this point. So you find yourselves feeling like there's probably not a lot more to find here, or at least searching the body. Although you do notice you'd noticed a metal rod over its back. It hadn't taken it out, but you do now see that rod is lying on the floor, kind of where the body had disintegrated, essentially.
I guess I'll go wander over and pick it up.
You pick it up. You have a flanged rod.
What does
Oi!
flanged mean, please?
So
That's between me and my doctor.
Happy Valentine's Day. So it's flange is where it's essentially slightly going out, and it has elongations upon it.
Okay. Does it look particularly old, or like what sort of
looks
metal is it made
ancient.
from? Okay.
It appears kind of just like a dull brass, but it does look ancient.
Can we investigate his rod a bit further?
There, Rod.
Arcane, maybe an arcane check.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. Faeza, this looks interesting. Maybe you should look at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'll help her because I've got decent arcana as well.
so if you're just both having a look at it, make an Arcana check then with advantage.
Okay. Well, that one was all right. That was a 22, but just in case. Yeah, we'll go for the 22.
You are convinced, looking at it, that this is a magical item.
Ooh.
It would take some form of identifying spell, or for someone to attune with it to actually identify what it is. But being in the middle of a dungeon, knowing that there may still be dangers ahead, it's up to you whether you choose to use those resources now or just bag it and deal with it later.
Well,
Bradley wonders
I don't have
if this is an
identify.
immovable rod.
well, the thing is that this room seems quite secure, and we know that the hallway's been alright. So, how long does thingy take?
The problem with the tuning to a magical object is that you don't really know.
No.
Effects
I
on
think
Identify.
thingy's got identify. Phaser's got identify.
Oh,
I
I
believe.
see.
I don't have that armed. I don't have that equipped.
Ah,
But
We'll have to wait until tomorrow. Then.
yeah.
all right. Chuck it in my bag. Come on,
Or we
put it
could
in.
just-
Put it in the bag.
We could just try using it without identifying it. Ooh.
Bradley, what even are
Octavius,
you?
right?
Come on
Octavius,
now.
yeah? Are you all right? Because, like, you first of all, you set your staff on fire, and you come running in, and now you're talking about using stuff without using it first. Have you got a plague brain or something?
The only brain that's deteriorating. Wait.
Well,
wait,
I mean, I'm
I've got
clearly
it.
right if you
I've
can't even
got
get
it.
your words out on that one then.
Wait. He just keeps walking.
Okay, so I'm going to slightly change things up from last time so we can speed through the dungeon a little bit. What I'm going to do is, because there's a lot of you on the map, we're essentially going to move at taking the average movement speed of 30. Not going to take the slowest, we'll take the average of 30. And you can move, and we'll just do that as kind of, if you want to assume you're keeping moving, then I will Theatre of the Mind move you. If there's something... Oh, or it's not Theatre of the Mind, I have to move you manually so you guys can see. If there's something you wish to investigate and you end up splitting up, that might trigger initiative for everyone, because they will then be in different spaces, but something critical will then roll you back in. But for the moment, it's not in initiative.
Can I have a look around the room?
Make an investigation check just for the room, sure.
If anybody else is...
I will move you all in properly, just so everyone can see.
Thank you. Yeah, I've only got a bit of a shadowy block.
Yes, I think we should...
It's alright. Oh. I've got 23.
This was clearly a place to eat. The boxes that seem to be in the southwest of the room are filled with victuals. So, you know, some dried grain, some dried fruit, some dried meat. There was a table that was tipped over. There's now some kind of slightly muddy bowls on the floor. There is a lit hearth at the south end of the room. That seems to be quite plain. It has a roaring fire in it, and there are two small bookshelves to the east. There does not seem to be anything of any interest in here.
Does it look like it's been deserted or recently, or
no? It signs of habitation everywhere.
Do any of the books sound like they could give us information we don't have?
As you instantly look around, Faeza would see, being the really booky one of the group, that they are a mix of some novels of questionable quality. There seem to be some kind of treatises on the countries themselves, a couple of history books, a couple of books of myths. Nothing unusual or extravagant, just sort of the kind of books people would have kicking around if they know they're going to be a place for a long, long time.
The lizard folk and the barmaid. Octavius, you might want to read that one, but alone.
But
you'll learn some stuff.
Why?
So because this is a strange land, though, is it possible that I don't know a lot about the history or anything like that, so I'd like to take those history books and maybe I can study them later on.
Sure, you can have the history books, stick them in your pack, no problem.
Lovely.
So I think we should all go in the same marching order that we did before, you know, where it was like, I think it was Docs at the front, and then Brother, and then me and Ripa, and then I believe it was Filer and Faeza, and then Octavius at the rear, huh?
Was that marching?
Yes. My great big tactical mind will tell us that is the best thing to do, huh?
Okay, so which way are you all moving?
I'm guessing here that Origin was also very much alive, reading books, thinking about things. But Faeza, you know Seed best. Did she have that corruption inside her, bonding her together?
No, absolutely not.
What about the 6 eyes?
Yeah, they never like.
Did they have 6 eyes?
Sprouted eyes, did they?
And she didn't. They didn't mention anything like about sisters or anything. So I don't know what that comes from. If we get any time, I'd like to have a look through that history book and see if there's any mention of the sisters or anything like that. But...
Can everybody just make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Save.
Wisdom.
Oh,
Is this against magic?
Technically, yes. Yes, it is.
I've got advantage.
Yes, you've got
Are we all
advantage.
Within Ripper's...
Are you all
Well,
within
sphere?
5 feet? I'm assuming you're spread out investigating the room.
10
10 foot,
feet.
isn't it? 10
I
foot.
wasn't really. I was just sort of. I hadn't really moved, so.
So it's up to you whether you think you would be near Ripper or whether you think you would be around the room.
Why
the
didn't you
DC
roll my wisdom save, and if it's 5 short, then I was standing next to Ripper.
I got a 21.
Okay.
Oh, you got a natural 20.
Ah, well done!
So you're all right. You
Okay.
are-
I wasn't standing near Ripper.
looking at everybody. So nothing happens.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
So I'm gonna take points.
Did we feel
guys.
anything? Did we notice anything? No?
Notice what?
We all got mind blanked. We forgot the last 2 seconds.
So I'm assuming
this
we've
is an
come
barmaid. You should read
on-
this.
on the map.
Yeah.
We came from the right.
Yes.
We came from the top.
Yes, and then you come
Yeah,
down
top
and
and
you
then-
knew. So essentially, on the junction that you'd come from, you knew that it carried on down south. You'd seen an ornamented door at the end of that well-lit junction, and you can see now that there seems to be a corridor off to the left from when you're currently stood, as on the other side of this dining room, as though the kind of venue carries on that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the edge of that corridor just to see what I see.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is anyone else doing anything? Are you following
I
Dubs?
will obviously go. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're in that marching order that I mentioned. Just so.
Okay, I'm going to pretend I was paying attention to that.
It's Docs, Lack, Six, Ripper, Faeza, Faeza, Octavius.
And
I believe that's what we did in the cave, right? I think that's basically what we did. So basically
Okay.
Ripper's in the middle to give everyone.
Right. So as you move around Docks, you now see two things. You see a closed stone door to your right. You also see to your south, maybe 40 feet away, it seems to be another open room. The most immediate thing you see is glass vials smashed on the floor, with some looks like to be an alembic on top of a wooden table.
So the bone door you said.
Stone.
Oh, stone door. Can I open it?
Punch
You're
it.
just going to push on the door.
Yes.
You push on the door, and it opens.
Oh
You
yeah,
see
this
another
one opens
passageway.
with a push, right? But the other ones you got to slide left and right. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but you loosened it, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Of course. Yes, and of course I also help loosen it too.
Yes, of course, of course.
I'm not sure I'm the most prudent person to be leading, but fine.
But it's because me, Sixsmith, this is not a land that I'm part of, so I just wanted to let you know this land better than I do. But I'm right there next to you, huh? And my brother wants to run away as fast as he possible.
It's probably also wise you stay in the middle because that helps you feel really enclosed in this place.
Oh, I
And
bloody
because
don't
the
like
walls
that, huh?
and the ceiling, if you're surrounded by everyone,
Yes.
like
But at least
piled on.
maybe then. But I don't want to go to the front, because I don't want to. I want to give other people, like a fist is led from behind,
As a claustrophobic person, does it ever bother you that your brain is essentially trapped inside your skull?
Well, now that you've said that, it bloody does. But I don't want it to come out, because then I won't be a smart person, huh?
So
Let's just keep bloody moving, eh?
I'm gonna stay up
should
all
we
night
take-
thinking
should we
about
take-
that, Joffrey. I'm
Shall
not
we take-
claustrophobic, but that's really intense.
Shall we take the creepy corridor or the creepy broken vials
There's vials.
on the floor? Yeah.
You're role playing, Sean. You don't have to actually pretend to not pay attention like him too.
We should probably. Faeza, what do you think these are? It looks like broken glass. I can't step on it.
So from your
Right, I
position
can
around the corner, you're
have a
about
look.
20 feet around. Are you going to move into the room to see? Because it's kind of just looking at glass from broken
Yeah,
glass from 20 feet
yes.
away. So as you
Yeah, let's look.
all move to the south, what you see as you enter the room... Oh, your walls are being finicky tonight.
Huh?
Sorry, I'm just moving people as you
Oh,
walk
sorry. I thought
in.
like there was some strange voice coming in.
Oh, those strange walls tonight. Now, that will be the next character you meet, though.
Who is this?
So as you walk in, you instantly see 2 glass benches, several smashed glass bottles all over the floor, and several bottles still with liquid in on a cabinet.
Ooh,
Is
nice.
Are they
Oh, I'm
similar
gonna-
to the glass vials that we found? You know, the bodies, the spirits
No.
that we found.
So the things you found earlier were very small glass vials. These are larger glass bottles.
Wine
Does the
bottle.
Right.
liquid inside look similar?
Not quite
though?
wine bottles, more like original Coca-Cola bottles. Sort of
Yes.
about this big,
Nice.
very kind of
Has
curved,
the-
beautiful.
Does the liquid inside look similar? Because it was like that
Well,
see-through
water
white.
it looks like. So these appear to be a deep and shining red.
Can I take a look to see if they'd be harmful in any way?
And how would you like to
Maybe.
do that?
Basically
Okay.
analyze if they would be poisonous with... I mean...
Make an Arcana check.
Bollocks.
While he's looking around, could I, because there's been all these diary entries for my centre, I think Faeza would be looking specifically to see if there were any clues that my centre
Make
might be in the
an
room.
investigation check for me. As far as Octavius is concerned, these
Eight.
bottles are completely safe.
Viola, got great. Listen.
I'm
You know
gonna
what's
keep one of these
amazing
for myself.
in a path of a rite of passage? Yeah, is testing what's in random bottles. Right. I think this is a great idea.
Wow.
Persuading you to just all
my
you got to do
God.
is dip a little finger in and tell us what they taste like.
Well-
No, you're a Jew. You got to understand like what the natural world is like, become out of and
Wow.
made of, and everything like that.
Viola just turns to Faeza and just says, "And this is why we don't let the men do anything."
You just if you dip a little finger,
They
it won't
all
do
like
nothing, but
this.
You can,
This is a
you can
terrible
identify
idea.
it.
Taking a look,
Yeah.
and it's perfectly safe.
Yes, we're all like
See?
that. One man behaves in one way. That's exactly it.
Well, that's
All
not what
men.
I meant, and you
Hashtag
know
all
it.
men. That's it.
Black.
That's
I'm
exactly
going
something
to-
Six would say, though. to be
Is
fair.
there anything else other than the red vials? Is there any other liquid, any other bottles, any other?
Well, I've just
Can
got
I
a
investigate a bit?
Well,
I
let
just
me
got a
double
19
check my notes.
investigation. I got-
So, with your 19 investigation, you start instantly kind of digging through the drawers that are on these tables, and you find
Happy Valentine's Day.
a scrap of paper.
Ah.
Diddly-diddly-diddly-dee. Wait, is it just that one?
Can I actually do the dippy finger thing?
You have
Happy
now
Valentine's
seen that.
Day.
We'll get to that in a second. You should be able to see that now. Christine.
Yes.
Sorry,
You
yes,
may
I
need
can.
to read it out because
Oh,
Dan
sorry.
is not here. That's
Okay,
okay.
yeah, sure. So, there's another damaged page. It says, the crossing was a nightmare. The traders I hired had the shallowest draft in their stupid boat, and we nearly capsized 7 times. I tried to explain the importance of ballast, but the fool captain wouldn't listen. Boats have always been like this since the time of my great-grandfather's grandfather. Still, I consider myself lucky. The God King's advisor didn't realise what he'd let slip. I know it's somewhere in Nurmungard. Now I just need to figure out where. Ooh,
Another journal.
Wonder what
page,
that was.
perhaps.
yeah.
Well,
It must be after the Indiri.
well, yeah, after he said he'd got a
after-
boat. In the,
So this is, yeah. Interesting.
So, as you dip your finger in and lick it, make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Yeah, of course, mate.
Of course. Casual.
Of course, mate. 13.
You feel a little bit better.
I
Did you
think these are all, I
measure-
think These are all right. Yeah, the ones that look exactly like this one, I assume they all look the same.
4 of them are completely intact. Yes,
3.
4 complete.
3 now because one's in my bag.
3 because so look, as you've dipped your finger and tasted them, you gain 3 greater healing potions.
Greater healing potions.
There's 2 things like that. 1, that's lovely, Johnny. But 2, that means we're going to need them. So now I'm shitting myself.
It's the classic, like, it's that thing in video games, isn't it? It was like, oh, a new weapon. Oh, loads of ammo. Oh, a health. I'm about.
Oh,
to
a
fight
save
boss, aren't
point. Oh, a save point. Okay.
Okay,
I will distribute. I will distribute these.
You died.
Wow, and I have a little flashback there. Fucking hell.
I think the people up front
thank
should
you, I
probably be
think.
taking these. So I'll give one to Lack, 1 to 6.
Thank you.
I'll keep 1. Octavius, are you gonna be honest? Are you gonna be up the front or down the back?
But Octavius can heal us, so it's good to
Happy
be happy.
It
Valentine's.
depends entirely on the
Nope,
situation.
another D6.
Depends entirely on the situation.
Might I suggest between yourself and Docs, you figure out who else is gonna have one of these on with them. Whoever's gonna get up close and personal.
Well, there were,
personal. Personal. That's the one.
I'm happy to take one. I know I've never, but I don't. I don't know.
Octavius reluctantly takes the bottle out of his bag. Fine.
Octavius, you're being a team player as well today. This is Nurmengard is for you, my friend.
But there are
This
4.
I've always been a team.
So
There's 4 now. So basically, Lack, 6, Ripper, and our strikers. All 4 strikers have got a greater healing potion, because we're more likely to be up in the mix, basically.
Yeah, you keep
the
them.
grill.
And I can also.
No, we've all
heal.
got one. We've all got one now.
Oh, yeah, excellent.
I'm going to also just take a step back to your investigation roll. Faeza, could you make an insight check for me, please? With advantage.
So, nice. Love an advantage. That's the first go. That's all right. That's a dirty 20. Let's see.
That will certainly do
Yeah.
it.
Dirty 20.
So with a dirty 20, as you're looking around, you're reading this page, and you look around, you suddenly see that this workroom is laid out in a very familiar way to you. And that you know that whilst you were the expert at fixing mechanical things, you just had a natural gift for it, you know that your mentor was excellent with alchemy and with brewing things. And you suddenly get the sense, looking at these potions, that he may have been working in here.
I'm going to tell everybody that.
Thank you. So there's 2 things I would like to inquire and act upon. First one is Nurmengard. You have a god king, and the gods. Do we know? Like, is this normal
So-
news to you? Is this?
No, it's the I think that
surprising?
because we met the ambassador to the God King, didn't we? Is the
It
God King
is-
Endirian?
Endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got one of them.
So what I think and is that this is from the journey from Indiri, going up. It's probably to Chinella.
So he
if
was
we've
looking
been
for
following his
some.
thing. So
This is a similar journey that we took, brother, on this
Yeah.
boat.
Oh yes, we
So-
all took that bloody boat, huh?
but we
Hmm.
met an
I-
ambassador for this God King when we were in Chinella. And
That's
he told us
On the
about
road,
it. Yeah. So
Do
he was like,
we
he was like a
think
tiger.
of him
wasn't
as a
he?
good
I know.
guy or a bad guy? Kind of.
The God
The
King.
Yeah.
God King is good,
Yeah.
but he rules
Yeah, he's
he rules our country.
Well,
He's
we
a
don't
guy,
know.
you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, sure, he comes
Yeah.
from a bit of royalty and money and stuff like that, but he really sort of like looks after people, you know? He ain't like those
Chinellans.
Chinellans.
We have actually no idea because none of us have ever met him.
Okay,
I've never
so-
met him.
Well, I've
The
heard
ambassador
about
seemed
him.
very
You
nice.
know, like people talk
We
about him all
haven't-
the time.
We
So
haven't
what
met
you
him
would
in
know-
any adventure yet.
No, what the Indirians would know is that there are 7 kingdoms in Indiri that make up and each one is kind of very self-contained, and the God King essentially rules over all the kingdoms as an overking. It's a fairly new idea, only being a few hundred years old, and the same God King has ruled for those few hundred years. In a deeply matrilineal society, they don't seem to question this.
God King, great top, and 7 kingdoms, excellent bottoms. Happy Valentine's Day.
Another
So-
D6.
We're not. These are not the kind of people we are talking about killing. Anyway, so I would like to investigate the Broken Vials. And
you won't
just
even need to roll for that. You very quickly get the sense that things were knocked over in some kind of scuffle in here, and you can see kind of the remains of dried out potions and things on the floor. You get the sense once this room would have been far better stocked.
well, should we go to the stone door thing place?
Can I look for any tracks, sign of a struggle? Sorry, Scottish.
Sorry, for any what?
Tracks.
Any
tracks?
tracks,
A
right.
sign of a struggle.
You need
I can
back-
follow.
We don't be dealing with these rural accents here, Bradley. Sure, give me a survival check.
16.
It's bare stone.
It is. There is a lot of stone.
Faeza, was
Yeah.
there any
No,
was there any of
another
the
D6.
diary entries? Was there any of the diary entries in any of the books that you took? Seems like a place you could have hidden them.
I don't think so. I can always flip
There
through
was
them.
not. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Won't even
think
need
we
to
were
make
told
it
there
further.
weren't really much.
I'm gonna
interesting.
go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's
maybe
keep
we'll
going.
move on.
Keep going.
Just
So-
above. Sorry.
Go for it.
Sorry, Johnny. Where are the diary entries in the
So if you
Foundry
go in
journal?
Foundry, if you go to the journal,
Yeah.
then you should be able to see them
Under
in.
Blood and Song Adventures.
No, it should be at the top. There should be another folder that I don't want to spoil for the audience the name of it, so I'm going to stick it in the WhatsApp group. What the thing is.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to see it in there. If you don't have access to
Right.
that, let me
Okay.
know.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks.
It's okay.
Found it. Wicked.
So as you move up, you stare down this 30-foot corridor. You see some alcoves just out of eye shot.
Right,
What would
Stanley
you
and
like to
Rip.
do?
I'm good. As long as Ripper is within the appropriate feet of me, I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you walk past the first alcove, can you make me a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage, please?
At
It's not a magical
disadvantage.
effect.
At disadvantage.
Still got that +5 for me though.
Yeah. Sorry, I closed here. Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
At +5 at disadvantage, though, right?
Yes.
12.
So as you walk past, you turn your head left and right, and you see two giant statues. The ceilings have been 10 feet high, and these statues stretch all the way up, a little bit taller even than you, peering down at you. They seem stern-faced. They seem to be of indiscriminate species. You're not entirely sure. And as you step in between them, you feel a crushing presence enter your mind. And you feel like something is trying to speak, and then it's sort of pushed back, and you hear another, more familiar voice say, No, we don't need to listen to that. Don't worry. I'll look after you.
Oh, nice. I'll keep walking.
Okay, so as you come to the next set of
What
alcoves...
did these statues look like, Johnny? Sorry?
So, giant, tall, 10 feet, what they appear could be human, could be kind of elven-looking, could be orcish. You're not entirely sure. The faces are a little bit kind of...
Not
down-
tentacles coming out of their heads or anything.
If anything,
Okay.
will that make an insight check for me?
Can you roll an insight for me, please? Right.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, I can.
Thank you.
13 only.
They all
Cool
look
for me.
kind of angelic.
Okay.
Oh.
Can you make the exact same saving throw for me, Docs, as you walk past the second set of statues?
Yes.
Do any of us have
Dots.
to make them as we walk past?
Just the
I'll get to
first
that in a
two.
second.
Okay, cool.
17.
So, this time, as you walk past, you begin to hear the same thing that everyone else hears. You all hear these rising whispers in your mind. And as they kind of coalesce into this voice. It says, enter only those who would become champion.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
Coming through.
Coming through.
I think if I did, I would just suggest that she's.
You are in a 5-foot corridor, so at this point, squeezing past each other is a little tight.
Hey, listen. I've got the biggest fist here. Captain of the fist hand. I'm the best champion ever. Maybe I should go first, huh?
Stood at the back.
I don't think it was a champion as in. Fine, I'll just keep walking.
So as you come round, you all walk past these statues and see. Well, everybody make me, minus Lack, who's already made one, an insight check.
I'm a bang that check.
Oh,
24.
that was nearly a dirty 20, and then it just went flop onto 3.
13 for Ripper and a 7 for Sixsmith.
Okie day. Dots, you notice all 4 of the figures, whilst looking very, very different, are all holding the same trident. And as you walk round, you find a tiny, cramped 3x3 or so, 15x15 room with a altar in it. And upon the altar lies, appearing made of bronze, a trident. Not a sword as appears in the picture, but a trident. What would you like to do?
Faeza, do you want to use your beautiful goggles and eyes to maybe check for traps and stuff like that? You worked with this man who built these horrible things.
Lack puts his hand on Dox's shoulder and says, Dox,
So, Dox, as you touch it, can you roll a d6, please?
Sorry, I always trigger traps. It's compulsion.
I love it. The chaos demon, I love it. That would be my natural inclination
so
too.
I do roll dash.
Slash R 1d6.
Oh, slash. Oh.
Oh, damn, we can hear you on the TV now.
I know, everything's going wrong. My headphones have run out of
Juice.
I've run out of battery. So now I need to go and charge them up. Hang on one sec.
Okay. Well, as you put those on charge, Joffrey, you take 4 points of cold damage.
Oh, that's okay.
As you hear a lot of echo from Dan's TV.
Just got to talk really quietly.
As you hear, welcome to Harrison Ford ASMR. We're gonna do the rest of the stream like this. So as you hear all 4 voices that just spoke, those statues are almost now screaming inside the head. You are already spoken for. This is not for you.
Only I hear this, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna let go. And I will say to the team.
Ouch, that hurt.
No. I'll say if you already have a data you believe in, I'd suggest to ignore this.
Oh, well, that's me out. The only thing I believe in is the mistress of battle. Huh? Actually, I feel like probably 6 would be a good person to pick this up, I think.
With a glove on.
Faeza, have you got one of those fist things I can put my fist in?
Okay. So, as he reaches out, unless anyone else is going to intervene at the last moment.
Nah, I'm happy. Okay. Freeze his fucking hand off.
His hand gingerly rests upon it, almost looking to let go, waiting for the damage. And the voices speak. You are not yet spoken for. Maybe you will choose her path.
Mm.
Wield her well, or give her to one who will.
Ooh.
And Sixsmith receives Wave Singer, which we will need to add to his inventory for him. I will do that.
Yeah, we can
midweek.
do it. We'll do it in the break. We'll do it in the break. I've got something else I need to add as well.
For
one game, and we've got him a better thing than ever. Love it.
Yeah, that's true.
Which he'll never use, and we'll have to remind him.
Well, it is a trident, so it is a two-handed weapon as well, which would be another thing that, as he shields, that may not be necessarily appropriate. But that's for him to work out. And as you do that, all the lights in the room disappear for a moment, and they turn back on a dull blue, and a single piece of paper falls to rest on the beard.
I immediately thought of that as well.
As you find this.
Hawthorne.
If someone would like to read that for Dan, whoever they think would be reading it.
I guess if Thingy pulled the trident, he'd be the closest near the Thingy, right? I guess.
Yeah.
They caught us last night as we were fleeing the devil. Oh, that's where we were, huh? Hawthorne saved me again. I can't heal his wounds, and I have nothing to bind it with. I hope it doesn't fester. I'm going to need his local knowledge. Oh, there's a picture on this one too.
There is no picture on this one.
Oh, okay, fine. I just had the picture thing flash up in them.
Yeah, I just pressed the wrong button. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Oh, there's no picture on it. I looked on the back, no picture.
It was the shadow of the light shining through it made it appear
I thought
like
there was a picture.
Rip
but
is
there
doing
wasn't.
shadow puppets. And as you find this mysterious page, we're going to go for a quick wee break. And we will see you soon, folks.
Wee break!
And we're back. That
Well.
timing got counting slower, Brad. That really threw me off. So you find yourselves in a tiny, cramped room where you've just recovered another page of diary.
Sweet. About
I think
to-
it's best we move
Yes,
on.
I think I'm a bit bitter because I got shocked and rejected by some stupid god. So I'm just going to walk out and.
Well, hold on a minute, dogs, because I've got this fancy new thing. Just in case those statues do try to be bastard guys, then maybe I should just take the point just for this little corridor, and then you can get back again, huh?
Fine.
All right. So yeah, we'll do that, Johnny. We'll all move out, but I think
Okay.
Six will just move out first, just in case the trident tries to.
So
Mesh.
if it's just above the table as well. So if it's Wave Singer, we pretty much know that it's going to be Feliana / whatever the sea god is of this of
Ursula.
million gods.
Well, you have not
Yeah.
yet identified the weapon. That is something players know
Yeah.
that the
Oh,
characters don't.
sorry. Okay, fine. Oh no. So we don't know that yet.
No,
Yeah.
they don't know
We
anything.
don't know it.
We know
It's
it in
a
a panto
trident.
way.
Yeah. So as Six walks past these statues back into the hall,
Hello, good to see you.
you
Hello,
all
good to see you.
hear the same whispering voices whisper up, and the statues' heads just bow forward slightly.
No, don't like it.
inclined.
They're getting the ceiling's coming in on
like
me.
the walls are coming in on you, brother. Just feel like the walls are coming in, like everyone's looking down on you, like the walls.
Yes, thank you. Be
Are they
on your
looking
way,
down, is
statues.
it? Does it look more honouring rather than
It looks like a bow of
Hmm.
some kind.
okay?
I mean, if I were a different character, I would punch them in the face. But you know.
Uppercut,
I
uppercut
punch
all
the
of them.
door in the face. So as you
Sure
move
can.
back out, you feel like you've explored this arc now, and you kind of feel like, unless there's anything you'd like to do in the alchemy room, in
Yeah.
the weapon room or thing, I can put you back in the main corridor.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Main
Okie day.
And shuffle us down
in
to
the
Buffalo.
big long shaft of the corridor.
Well, it's not that. It's quite wide. 10 feet wide, although it narrows to
Oh,
5 here.
gee, come on.
As I'm ignoring it and just adding another d6.
Man, that boss is gonna take a lot of D.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
just became
Brad,
d10s.
I was
Just
not
became
expecting
D10s.
that. Just not expecting that one. That one was good.
Come on, come on. Oh, I love it when people get stuck in the boundaries. Come on, boundary, sort out your walls. So as you reach the corridor, you see now as you move down, assuming you're just walking ordinarily down.
Yes.
Ooh, so actually, 1 second before we move in, can Six run up to the room with
He's
the
gonna
candle?
walk with a shuffle.
Can Six maybe go up to the room with the statue in it now that he's got the trident and see if anything happens? Does anything happen?
As he walks in, there is an incredible psychic dissonance. He will need to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh fuck! He shouldn't have gone alone.
Nat one. Sorry. Sorry, mate. We killed a
Oh
character.
no!
We gave a character a lovely weapon, then we killed it.
Takes 11 points of psychic damage, as it seems that whoever this shrine is consecrated to does not play well with whoever's weapon this is.
Okay, I've gone to my head. The walls are coming, really closing in on my head now. I'm gonna get out of there. Huh? Johnny, can you add that damage? I can't do it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that they were the betrayer gods?
Octavius,
Maybe this is one of the betrayer god statues.
Octavius is going to
Mhm.
cast Healing Word at first level on 6
Okay.
for 9 healing.
We get extra
Okey-doke.
because of your fire spirit, don't we?
But
Oh, yeah.
Faeza, who is this statue to?
I've
+5.
no idea. I don't recognise it at all. We don't really have these Idols.
Does it look like one of the pictures? Does it look like one of the pictures of one of the betrayal gods that we'd seen in the pyramid type thing?
Well, at the moment, only Sixsmith is in there. So unless the rest of you are now going to wander up and join him.
I guess I heard my brother scream out in pain, so
Yeah.
I might have run towards him.
Yeah. So as you get there, make an insight check. Or a history check, your choice.
Insight, please, right, thanks.
Okay, Johnny, can you just top 6 back up because of the extra 5 that you got?
I've already have.
So,
I'm doing it on a
cool.
Steam DB on sheet.
Insight, did you say? 10.
Kinda similar, maybe? Can't be certain.
Can someone other than Ryan roll for me?
Was...
Yeah, sure,
Oh,
mate.
you
I'll
rolled
do
that
it.
20. You did roll in that 20. No, thanks, Brad. Thanks for the offer.
I rolled a 25, but I'm not sure I was at the pyramid.
You weren't at the first place, so you insightfully remember, I definitely wasn't there.
I can probably.
Faeza? Yeah, I
Okay,
don't have
yeah.
do you have, like, remember the history of
we're
this
not,
or something?
no, we're not going to play the game of keep rolling till we get over the score. We've rolled, failed, and we move on. The story has been told by the dice.
Right.
And you can't be certain. Are you going to move south?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll stack
Yeah.
stack back up. And then
Okay, and you're just walking south ordinarily?
I assume
Yes.
people in the group are doing perception
long-
checks
as long as-
every 10 feet or whatever.
They tell me they are, sure.
As long as long as
can
I'm within the 5 feet or whatever distance I get the magical help.
Remember, yeah.
Oh, so you'd all need to stay within 10 feet of Ripper, which will become
Yeah.
very hard in a corridor that narrows down a bit. It's easy whilst it's still 10 feet wide.
Yeah,
Or
we just
whatever,
sort of-
maybe.
Marching, go Docs, Lack,
Toots can't.
then
Toots can't be
Faeza.
5,
Not Faeza, Ripper. Docs, Lack, Ripper. Then the first three people are all going to be with your plus saves, aren't they? And then and then 2 people behind you as well. It'll only be the person at the very back.
I'll be at the
That
back
will suffer.
because I've got good
Ayala.
blended whiz.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll be
And
at
I
the
don't
back, I'm
know.
fine.
I mean, let's say that I do some perceptions now and then just to make
Make
sure
a perception check for me then.
Yeah, and I guess 6 being up front will do a couple as well.
And if Faeza's at the back, she's got Toots who can't be surprised. So
So with a 22,
Perception 22.
as you move further down, you see... I'm going to do this. There we go. You see a door to your... to your right and a door to your left. But with your 22, what you notice on the floor is a giant smear of reddish dark on the stones that seems to go under the doorway to your right.
Oh, so let's push it open, but somewhat carefully, as if
I'm going to.
So you're just going to touch the door?
What does it look? I mean, it's got blood under it, so there's clearly something. I want to investigate the door to see if
Sure,
I can.
investigate the door.
16.
It's a door.
Bugger. I'm not sure. Feels very trappy. There's clear blood smear. Anyone else want to
Could
give
I
it a go?
analyze? Could I have a little look at the blood just to see if it's
Sure, make a medicine check.
new or yeah? Okay. I'm gonna have a very high medicine check, but 9.
It's dried blood?
Good dog. Yeah. Soz. No help there.
I mean,
Listen, you're. Oh, listen, mate. You're so ready to like touch a sword or whatever, and now you're frightened of a little door. Go on, just open it. Go on, mate.
fine.
Go on,
fine.
mate. Open it. Go on, mate. Open it.
Fine.
Go on,
Fine.
mate. Go on,
You
mate.
reach
Open it.
out, touch the door with your bare fingers, and it pushes open.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see blood splatters all along the floor, going into a period of darkness, and then right at the end of the corridor, a shining torch as the corridor narrows to 5 feet.
Do the blood spatters look like something's being dragged, or does it look like someone was injured and walked down the hallway? Or
Yeah, it looks like someone's been dragged.
okay,
Ooh. Yeah, so let's keep going.
Okay.
Can I do this stealthily?
If you say you are, sure. Make a stealth check for me.
26.
If everyone else would like to make a stealth check, don't forget if you are in heavy armor, you are at disadvantage. So that's definitely 6.
I've got clear Cloak of Elven Kind, so I have advantage.
You have advantage, yes.
So 6 for Ripper.
And if anybody's trying to perceive me with wisdom checks, they have disadvantage.
Yep.
14 for Lack.
Luckily I'm point, but Ripper is
5 for Sixsmith.
14.
Oh,
like +8 or something.
how loud are you?
They are exceedingly loud. As they clonk down, armor butting up against the small things. Six trying to wield the fact he's got a great sword, a scimitar, and a trident all wedged in his back that kind of now clacking off the walls.
Ripper's just not even trying. He's just standing straight, and the glaive is just like scraping along the roof.
Does stealth work off dex? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because I need to do toots.
Oh yeah, remember Toots not being the stealthiest companion either, but I don't think you need to worry about
But it's
Toots.
okay because she got a 19, so it's all right.
Yeah, I mean, she's still.
I mean, we're all together, like.
She's
So
she's the third most stealthiest of the party right now.
Yeah.
As you get to the end of the corridor, you see the bloodstain disappearing under another door, and it appears as though the corridor continues off as well to the right.
Go on, mate.
I'm
Door.
gonna,
Go on, mate.
yeah.
Go on, mate.
Oh,
Well,
door.
check it first. Like you did
That's
it. Yeah.
fine. Let's check. Oh, 2 doors.
So as you walk up to the door, you see that the corridor continues round to your right, but on screen to the left, and there is another door bathed in shadow with no light.
I would like to investigate the first door we have come upon.
Make an investigation check for me.
Investigate. I'm not very good investigator.
Oh, done.
19. There you go. That was better than.
So as you look, you appear to check for traps or anything that might be hidden on this door, haven't been stung by the sword, and you see that the door is slightly ajar already.
Is it the door or is it a jar?
Wait.
They're now D12s.
He's allowed that. He's allowed that because it's Spanish and it's a pun in a
Yes.
second language. So that's really good.
Oh yeah, that makes it better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now D20s. Fine.
Yeah.
Since right, so I think let's check the other one first. Because if this
Okay.
one's slightly ajar, it means that.
I'm gonna.
might be
Can I
somewhere.
give imbue?
Well, you're at the back at the moment. Remember you're in close confines because you're kind of going down this single file passage. So at the moment, Docs can do stuff to the doors. You can shout stuff forward or look down.
As a
Can I-
spooky
can
door,
I-
it's dark.
Can
I'm
I
gonna-
cast? Can I cast magical tinkering, please, on a little small object that I've got in my pocket?
Sure.
It gives you 5 foot radius of light.
Yep.
So I'm just going to pass that down the line. Can you please
Just,
pass it
just
along?
like
to Doc?
like in Bugsy Malone, like pass it to Thingy.
Yeah. So as this light, as it gets passed down to the front, where it's, Lack can hold it over Dox's head, the light from this stone does not touch the door. The door is still bathed in darkness.
And Lack see through it
Ooh.
with his devil eyes or whatever's mask.
Can
of
I
the devil.
perceive if anything about this door feels?
Excuse me. Octavius has just started
I've got
punching.
to turn that
people
on
out of the way.
first.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
So 3 of you talking
It
at
is-
once there, it all went garbled. Have you still got your arms up, Lack?
It's a different thing from my arms, and my arms only last a minute.
Right.
So
No,
currently
no.
I can't see.
Haven't you got a mask that lets you see into darkness?
It's something different. I have to put it on. I have to activate it, and I haven't activated it yet.
Okay, cool.
So I'll let Octavius do his thing.
So I'm going to get to within sight of the door, so I'm swapping places essentially with Lack, if I can.
Okay. So everyone, oh, hang on. I'm going to have to do this slightly
No,
weirdly because
yeah.
you're all... It's literally not going to let me do it, is it?
And then I'll
Happy Valentine's Day.
cast.
It's like those puzzles, Johnny. You have to move the squares to
You have to
move the
jump
squares.
the frogs. The frogs
Yeah.
have to jump over each other to get into the. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll cast spell magic on the door.
Oh, big man.
Okay. The door appears It is a wooden door.
Are there any carvings or anything on the door that we can see?
Seems to be a plain wooden door.
Go on, mate. Open it. Go on, mate. Go on, mate. Open it,
Docs,
Go on,
everything's
mate.
okay now. Please enter.
Yes, I'll open the door.
Which ones? The one with the bloodstain or the other one that had been in darkness?
The one, the dark door, obviously. The dark door.
So as you open it, you see that whatever had been darkening it is now gone, and there's another corridor with 5 seeming branching paths coming off this one.
Oh, I feel percept traps coming through. Right, so I'm gonna perceive as I walk forward.
Make a perception check for me.
How was that?
12. With a 12, you are convinced everything's fine. It looks like an ordinary corridor. As you step forward, I'm assuming...
Oh, hold on. Dan wants to say something.
There is a door behind us, with potentially something bleeding, or a thing that eats people. I don't want that behind me. Should we do a check? Anyone behind? Can you do a check in that door, please?
Oh yes, of course, brother. I can go in there and do a check, huh? I guess is Six near it? Is he the one near the door there?
Well, no. Currently, it's Octavius stood by it because he'd barged past
fine.
everyone.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
So you'd all pushed one back.
I will
Yeah,
stealthily peer through the jar door, like sort of poking my head through.
So it's opening in. You can see a bit of wall. If it's opening, kind of, so it would push in with your right hand.
Slowly and as quietly I can, just opening and edging myself.
Before he does
Okay.
that, can I put a little bit of oil on any hinges there?
I'm sorry, your what?
I've got a
Can you
little
make
oil
a
can.
stealth check, please,
Happy
Brad?
Valentine's Day.
Okey-dokey.
Can I pass, before he does it, can I just tap on someone's shoulder and just pass down my little oil can down the line?
Sure.
Wait, let me just check.
The hinges.
We're not the hinges, are we?
Can I... I want to cast guidance on myself, but it requires verbal, so I'm not going to be able to cast that before I do my stealth check. Okay, so I'll just do just a stealth check.
Okay. DC lowered by the fact that you have oiled the hinges.
That is an 8.
Oh,
You also followed by warriors with weapons and...
No, I think Octavius like slips on the blood. The door's silent because Octavius slips on blood.
There is a large creak, and suddenly, through the door, you can only see a little bit of light still. You can hear
Ugh.
as these kind of howls and barks.
Best person to open that door. Hey.
There
Oh,
appears to be-
Octavius, fucking talk to them like you talk to the bears, mate.
I could, but I'm running out of spells.
Spell slots.
Very, very low on spell slots.
So are you moving into the room, or are you moving off to the left?
I am. Appears to be dogs in here. Do we
So
want
far,
to
you're still.
continue?
Let me move you forward one step so you can actually
Do you
see.
think-
Yeah.
So as
Do you
you
think it's something
step
Faeza
in,
could do? Is Faeza's a druid, isn't she?
You now
So should we
see.
ask?
You can. What you see whilst Faeza's passing this back to Faela is you can see a single torch on one side of the wall. On the other side of the wall seems to be a 4-pillared room in which lie a series of metal cages, or rather wooden cages bound with metal around them. And inside them, could you make a perception check at disadvantage, please, due to the low light?
Okay.
He's still got. No. Who did I give that to? I gave it
That's
to Doc.
with dots.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Okay. Let's see what the second
Holy,
one
not
is.
20.
Second one's pretty good though.
That was very good. 2 very good rolls. Peering through the
Great roll.
darkness, you can see, and they're hard to see because they're there, but then they just seem to kind of phase into nothingness and then phase back in. Almost giant hounds. They've kind of got wolfy features to them, but again, it's hard to tell in this darkness, but it looks like they're missing fur and there's bits of bone and jaw showing, and they appear to be sort of like Bloodborne dogs crossed with Resident Evil dogs, if we're going to go for the easiest description in
That's
our
a good
world.
visual.
Yeah, but for Octavius, they are essentially beastly hounds that are kind of disappearing and appearing in their cages and barking.
These
I like
creatures these creatures seem to be corrupted.
Oh, does that mean we need to
Faeza,
I think-
isn't
put
that?
them down?
Isn't,
I think we
doesn't
might
this
need
look
to
a little
put
bit
them
like someone's trying to create Vark or whatever that word is?
I think that's what it is. Looks like she shouts from the back.
Quiet down.
Let's set them on
Everyone
fire.
keeps talking to me. We're all really far apart.
I think we should set them all on fire.
I agree.
I mean,
agree.
I don't disagree with that statement.
Can we Faeza not try and talk to them, or is that not going to work?
Well, if you all go into the room, sure.
Yeah, let's all
Yeah.
go.
I'm going to ask.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
going
all
to
go
ask Faeza if she has any kind of affinity with talking with any beasts.
Faeza looks at you and says, "That's not really my kind of thing. I'm much more like, you know, I
Run
like.
away kind of druid.
I have never run away. Actually, I think you find it was I that came to your rescue at the battle.
Fine, I'm only teasing.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit sick of this, actually. No, I don't talk to animals like some kind of children's party. My thing, I actually deal with decay and nature and the dark
I
spaces.
take offense to that.
Octavius, you're gonna take that, mate.
No, I
You're gonna
take
take that.
offense
She
to
just
that.
called you a children's party.
Well,
entertainer,
you
mate.
take your offence wherever you want it,
Hold me back.
Octavius.
Yeah, I'll hold it back. I'll hold it back. Yeah.
So are you all moving into the room?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you move in, I'm just going to see... Come on, Foundry. Stop playing up. I love it when things work. You realise that in this semi-darkness, these creatures had been left in the dark and had probably been asleep. But as you were all making an ungodly racket in the corridor, suddenly they can all hear you. I'm gonna move. I'm not gonna worry about Faeza. You can see as you move in that there are 6 cages, and 5 of them appear to have these creatures in. One of them, its door is kind of just swinging open.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna just shut that door very quickly.
Does that door look broken, or does it look like it's been opened?
It looks very broken.
I'm wondering if this creature's in here.
I'm going to grab a torch and I'm
Clever
going to
girl.
try and set one of them on fire.
Okay, so as you reach forward to put your hand through the cage,
Mm,
does a
Death roll.
14 hit?
No.
So the creature just snaps out at you, and you kind of pull your hand back.
Oh, I mean, I can do this
I
from 10
have,
feet away. Can I try and stab
I
one
have-
through the cage?
I
Sure,
can do
make an
it
attack
from
roll.
further than that. I have firebolt, so I could always cast
We're
that.
just gonna murder all these dogs. I mean,
I
to be
just- I
fair,
don't know.
it's a valid thing, isn't it?
We are.
What I will say, rather than making everyone roll damage and things, if you are going to spend like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to just systematically murder these locked up creatures, then you
I know.
absolutely can.
So
Anyone who
just
doesn't want to be
before-
part of this, I suggest you wait in the corridor.
Well,
Firebolt.
I'm wondering if there's another way of doing this, because if
Stand
they're
outside.
creatures that are created like Origin, then I feel like we had a connection with Origin. I'm wondering if there's some kind of connection because of what Origin said as they died.
Yeah, but also Origin tried to kill us. I'm not Faeza. By all means, you can open
Yeah,
one
I
of these
mean,
cages
also,
and
are
try
we
having a chat
suggesting
with it.
experimenting on this? I
no,
think we
I
should
just think
kill
like
them.
they are trapped, so we
Octavius
can try and
actually-
talk to them.
Without going into the cage at all, just try and ascertain how far gone these are to corruption.
Medicine check, please.
Medicine.
Ooh.
Oh, we've lost.
We've just lost
lost
it
it.
down.
Give me a second.
I'm
while
sure
I
he'll be
sort the
back.
Cameras out. Cause it's all gone wonky. 5 cameras. Transition.
And he's
Oh,
back.
In fact, just
back.
to really add to your workload.
Right. Sorry.
Dramatic pause.
Standing
Medicine.
outside.
Medicine
Oh.
check.
I get that one.
24.
Joffrey.
You sense that these creatures have been like this for a long time.
Nope,
Yeah.
they're too far
Wipe
on.
them out, all of them. Wipe them out.
So did you say that you were stepping away from all of this?
Yeah, I'd like to be outside.
So as you
Okay.
start to walk outside, Lack, you notice that the blood stains don't go into this room with the cages. They appear to lead to a corridor to the southwest. It's your choice whether you follow that or you go outside. What you do notice in the torchlight, trod into one of the blood puddles, is a piece of paper.
Ooh.
I'll let them do their thing, but I will pick that paper up.
Faeza, can you press the digitate that for us, please? Clean the blood
You're
off
all
it.
in the middle of killing things at this point. This is something
Yeah.
Lack
Yeah.
is
we
doing
haven't
on his
start-
own.
I don't think
Well,
have we
I was
started
gonna-
yet?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think whoever wants to leave to not be the killing. But Faeza, do whatever you want to do with these dogs, and if it does not work, then we're just gonna have to humanely put them down.
Okay. Well, one thing I want to check is what's the opening mechanism for these gates, just in case there's some lever somewhere that someone pulls and they all come running out.
So they appear
Um,
to essentially have iron rods kind of rammed through two holes, so it's quite loosely bound, literally almost like an old fence where you just stick something in it and then it stops them pushing against it and you can just pull it out.
So there's no one creepy behind us that could suddenly just launch them all at us.
They seem to be very simple cages.
Right. Oh, I don't think any of them are going to. I just don't know. Have they got food and water and things like that with them? Or
No.
okay. I don't know if there is anything we can do, but perhaps we could instead of killing them all out, perhaps we could secure their locks a little bit harder, and then maybe go and check out this other door where the blood's going.
Do you think that they're zombie dogs? I think they're genuinely zombie dogs with bits falling off of them.
Yeah, they're
Rather
not
than
like
Very visually
cute.
like. No.
it's not a cute
Okay.
German Shepherd. It is.
No, that's not what I mean. But if for
Oh,
example,
they're also
if
massive.
my-
They're also like 4.5 feet high.
Yeah,
They are
my-
giant,
It's just-
horrible, slavering, nasty, vicious
Okay.
buggers.
I'm really sorry, but that's we've
That's
done
fine.
much
That's
worse
fine.
than this.
No, that's okay. Yeah, when I was away, yeah. No, it's all right. It's just I'm wondering if there's a bargaining chip later on if we go into this thing and there's some kind of creature who's created these, whether or not there's if you go
there's
straight
also
into
a
it, kill them
chance
all,
that
like, but-
creatures created them, and then he goes, "Oi, Fidos," and then they all come and attack
Yeah,
us.
I know. So, but that's why we talk about it, stuff, isn't it? If you guys are happy to do it, then let's do it. I've got Firebolt, which is a cantrip, so I can. We could stand in front of a cage each, and
It would
knock
take
them
about
out.
10 minutes to just kind of ritually murder the creatures, but you
Jesus.
could definitely do it.
Took less time than that killing that fake beholder thing.
These are big creatures.
Hmm.
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Turn things to ash.
Yes.
I'm happy to give this. Anyone want a veto? I'm happy to give you veto power. So
Yeah,
if
if you
are
don't
dead
wanna-
against it, we're not going to do it. But unless you veto, I'm going to start killing them.
Do a little, Ripper does a little prayer and then starts
Okay.
shaking up the dog.
So as
Oh,
Dox starts to kind of release his magic, the first thing he notices is these things are completely immune to necrotic magic, and he has to switch to something else.
Ah! Hey, had you again! You're fucking useless down here.
No, I'm not. I've also got radiant. Let me check. Yeah, I've got sacred flame. There you go.
The moment you switch to Sacred Flame, these things incinerate like paper
Oh, which means
With-
they were zombies. So like they were supremely undead.
with
This Ripper Docs competition. I'm loving it.
firebolts digging in from two people as well. It still takes about 10 minutes. They're big creatures and they die slowly, but you now have 6 charred bodies in
5.
cages.
5.
5. The 6th cage is empty, door open.
Yeah.
Anything
So
else
I'd
in this
check out-
room
can
that
I
we
check
should
out that
explore?
cage?
Sure, you can
Faeza,
investigate
you
it.
can check out all 5 cages now if you like. You can go in, have a look.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
because the elephant one, I just want to see if there's any evidence that there was one of these hounds in there or if somebody else was held in it or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
What I will do whilst you
Yeah.
guys are doing that
Can I?
is I'm going to just WhatsApp Dan the piece of paper.
Oh, the one that you found in the blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dan can decide whether he shares it or not. That's interesting. I'm gonna WhatsApp someone something.
Dan, I
You
have
WhatsApp
now
me something.
WhatsApped that to you, so you can do as you
I
wish
don't
with
want
it.
it, Joffrey. It's unsolicited.
Yeah.
So you make an investigation check of the cages and stuff? Sure, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
I'll
wanna
just
double
help you.
check.
I'll just help you so you can have advantage on this.
Thank you.
I feel guilty for twisting your arm into murdering these doggos.
There we go. So yeah,
Yeah.
18.
You find very little beyond kind of straw, dried blood, bones. It seems that we're not really sure why these dogs were kept here or what happened to them, but they were being kept for a purpose. As you're examining the empty cage, you can't tell much beyond it than it's been opened and whatever was here has gone. There doesn't seem to be any signs of warmth or anything in there that would say, oh, this just happened. It's just an empty, abandoned cage.
Cool. Okay. well,
I
that's-
think we should go. I wanna go to the corridor with a magic door. Why would they magic a door if it's not cool corridor?
Isn't there
So-
another room in
Just to
here?
repeat,
though?
there is a corridor
Everyone.
in here as well.
I know.
Everyone, just a quick one. I think I found another page, and I found a corridor where the blood goes. So maybe we want to have a look down there. Who
Yeah, I
was
guess-
my center writing about in the last
I think it was
page?
Hawthorne. It was Hawthorne
think
Steel,
it was-
which is Seed's wasn't it
Okay.
Seed's mentor, the bard.
So Seed isn't here anymore. That's okay. This page says he died, but not before he told me how to find the matron's circle. I'm so close now. So that's awkward. But
Yeah. Well, that's not good, is it? I mean, like, if he's trying to find the
the
matron
thing is, it
circle-
sounds like this Hawthorne was horrible to Seed anyway, so they can go burn.
Oh, well, so
Yeah.
we knew. Well, I guess that means when people were talking about Allthorn being dead, and I was like, yeah, it's just a big ruse, fake his own death and all that. But I guess it's true.
Although Hawthorne was a renowned artist, wasn't he?
Scoundrel.
You know how artists can be. Yes.
Yeah, he was like,
might have faked his own death.
Upon thine own deathbed I shall die. Yeah.
Also, are
I
we
think,
not concerned that in a place where we are reanimating dogs into zombies, a potentially quite powerful bard died and might have been zombified and turned into something?
Oh, I don't know if he
Worse.
died here.
I think it is. Faeza's upset because she promised Seed that she'd find out why Hawthorne left her, so she's quite sad.
The page says he died, but not before he told me how to find the matron circle, and the matron circle helped us get here. So maybe it was before that.
Did we not ask the matron circle where my center was, and they said they didn't know?
Pretty sure.
Let's go.
So
to
they
the
lied.
corridor.
It sounds like they lied.
Unless he never made it to the matron circle.
That's possible. We need to find more pages.
Yes, let's keep
Okay.
doing
So are
this.
you going to head west into the new tunnel with the bloodstain, or are you going to head out of the room and down the darkened corridor?
I
As
want the
a
dark
commander
corridor.
of the big fist, I think we should listen to my brother and go down the corridor with the blood in case there's something. And we know there's one of these big beastie things over here.
Which
which is
corridor with
gone.
the blood?
Fine,
There are
but
two corridors with blood.
No, it's the one that we're in.
But
Yeah,
I
so
want,
in the
I
one
want-
you're in, there's a new yeah,
Right,
that
okay.
kind of goes to
Because
the
there's
west.
blood in the other corridor as well.
So yeah, you
Yeah.
followed this blood trail into this room with the cages, and it seems to continue on to the left, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Fine,
So-
let's go.
you
Up,
sticking in the
back
same
to
marching order?
Back to marching order. Let's go.
Right, it's going to be brilliant.
But I
don't know
am
if it's gonna
happy
really
about
work.
this.
So as you move through, Docs, you enter an increasingly narrow tunnel. It goes down to about 2.5 feet wide.
This must be very comfortable for you, brother.
I don't
You
like
enjoying
this,
it?
I'm just
Feels like
going, I'm just
feels like
walking,
a
I'm
hug.
just walking, I'm looking at my thighs, my
Like it's
beautiful
under the
thighs.
hug.
I'm looking at my beautiful thighs and walking forwards, huh?
Oh, is it going to be a tricky one? So, as it walks through, you feel like you're walking through natural cave at this point rather than flagstones.
Oh, Mother used to say, when the walls close in, you just look the other way.
And as you're walking through, it
Yes.
gets you essentially come to a standstill where in front of you you can see a barred metal door.
Right, everyone go back. Before we go through another door, I'm going to that corridor. This is barred. There's no way.
From the outside or the other
No,
side?
not barred as in like crossed off. Barred as in like it's a wooden door or metal door that then has
Oh,
like reinforcing bars down.
Oh, like a prison,
Right.
like a prison door.
Like a
Yeah, but
barred-
kind of,
not gonna
yeah.
open this,
But
is
not
it?
see through. It's physically opaque.
Reinforced wooden door.
A dog ain't gonna open this. I'm gonna go to the corridor. I want...
Hey, listen, we don't know. Faeza, when you were checking in those cages, did those dogs have opposable thumbs?
No.
No.
I
But I
know,
think-
then
I
I
think-
think you're right.
But
I
the
really
co- the
want to check this
corridor with the
corridor out.
dog-
I just feel like
I know, but I feel like that corridor had 5 different ways to go off it, didn't it? I feel like there's more to
Oh,
explore that way.
I
whereas this-
feel. Oh, I see. What I imagined
I
that
mean?
corridor to be was another set of traps leading to an altar, something like that. That's what my thought was, is that it would be something like that.
Well, it appears that we're probably in some kind of prison. And this might be the worst person's one. So let's get them out of the way. And then once they've kicked 7 shite out of us.
Doesn't feel like this is the best circumstances for us to be fighting, though. Just saying.
Yeah. Especially because the waters are
Fine.
coming down.
I am-
We need to get out.
I'm just gonna say I'm not very used.
You can check whether that door's locked.
I'm not very used to being a team player. I'm just gonna say I'm not happy about this, but fine. I'll
Can
try
everyone just make a wisdom saving throw?
Is it against magic?
It is. You have advantage.
Thank you.
Everyone gets
Yeah.
+5 except
Faeza.
Faeza and
15.
Faeza.
Thank God.
Oh, fuck that. I've got 11 then.
now. 19.
If I'm not close enough.
So,
sorry, I need to roll it for Lack and thingy.
yeah,
Wisdom save, yes.
yeah,
28 for Lack.
yeah.
14 for 6.
Okay, so the only person below 13 was Faeza. So as you're all kind of arguing about what to do, or discussing what to do with the door, Faeza, you suddenly feel this kind of dark weight in your mind and these oily voices.
Go ahead,
Come.
can I?
We know that you're below. Come down, further still. We await you. We can make things so peaceful. Join us. Come join the sisters. Miss Lith awaits you.
We are Borg.
Have I got enough?
You have muted yourself then.
Have I got enough compass mentisness?
I'm muted to say we are Borg. We are Borg.
Have you got enough compass mentis to...
to communicate that.
Yeah, nothing. You just hear these voices in your head.
Can I say what the voices are saying to me out loud?
Yep.
I do that.
They sound lovely.
Well, I assume we'll probably get there. Maybe the stairs are through this one. Do you want to, Faeza, do you want to think really hard about telling them that we'll get there in our own time, but thanks for the invite, and see if they respond?
Okay. I do that.
Just imagine Faeza like.
You think those words, and nothing else seems to happen.
Hello. Which way is it to you? Which way do I have to go?
I think they said down, Faeza, down.
Are you
Yeah,
okay?
I think if we go this way, we're gonna.
So we do. Are we ignoring this door and heading back down the single passage, or are we gonna
Dogs,
try the
can you
door?
check if that door is locked? Can you check whether the door is locked?
Fine,
Chris?
I'll try and open the door.
Give me an investigation check on it. If you're investigating it, or you can push it if you want to just see if it's open.
I'll investigate. I have pushed again.
You believe the door is absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with it.
I'll push the door open.
The door opens to reveal a small chamber, and the first thing that you feel when you open the door is this backdraft of thick smell. The smell of viscera and death. And you instantly feel, as you move into the room, that only pain and suffering belong in here. As you see a ritual circle cast into the floor permanently, you also see what looks to be a raised bed with straps and cable ties and irons as though to bind someone to it in the middle of the circle. And the floor, the walls, the ceilings are caked in blood.
I think everybody's
like-
getting
We just-
battlefield flashbacks to the the fight with the Legion.
I would like
just
to
discovered
investigate.
Johnny's red room of pain.
I would like to. Does it look like blood would activate the circle?
Make an insight check.
19.
You could certainly try.
Just Docs just
Stop
stabs
breathing.
Faeza. Just...
Oh, Faela, do you want to get on this bed? It looks real comfy, yeah?
You seem
Why
a
don't you
bit
have a
bad.
lie down, Ripper? I can see you've been thinking
No, I'm
again. You're
alright,
going to
I'm
hurt your
fine.
pretty little
I'm
brain.
alright. I'm alright. Yeah, it's fine. You think all men have pretty little brains, don't you? Just little
No.
ones, yeah?
Not
All
all
you
of them.
gnome guardians.
Right, I really want to check that other corridor out before we start slashing our hands open in here.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
You-
at
you're
least,
just gonna leave
I
it?
mean,
at
I'm
least we
happy
know-
to go on my own, guys. I really am. I just.
Do any of our arcane fellows want to see what this ritual circle might do while the rest of us go and explore some corridors?
I don't mind having a look. And
Make an
investigating
Arcana
it.
check.
Can't particularly say I'm arcana.
17.
You are certain that the runes and the sigils inscribed on the floor are to do with transfiguration themselves and to do with the art of changing bodies. So transmutation within D&D. You also get a very strong hint with your natural intelligence that whatever experiments are being done might be being done in here.
Okay.
How
So
Feel like-
this could be
old
the
is
room
the freshest
where
blood?
Make a medicine check.
this could be the
Sorry.
room where seed was created, potentially.
Could be.
I feel like, because I'm a detective genius, basically, I feel like those dog things were once human, and then they put human on this bed, turned into dog, dragged it in there, chucking cage.
With a 19, you can find. Well, as you're kind of searching for blood, you kind of put your hand on the wall, and then it just slips, and you take away, and some of the blood is still wet.
It's quite fresh.
Is there something? So did you say the runes were kind of permanently there? It's not something we could scratch away at or try and damage in some way.
You attempt it, and you can see that these things have been permanently cast into the floor, which you would know as a magic user, something that takes at least a year of casting every single day. You would also tell by looking at this that this is magic far beyond your skill or anyone in the party skill. This is high level magic that must be deeply organized in order to function.
So it's just a room. There's no doors going off it or anything like that.
No, this seems
sort
to
of
be
visible
a
on
very
the-
enclosed chamber that is essentially a bit like a splatter scene.
What
So,
I'd quite like
just-
to do is stop anyone being able to access it again.
Yeah, I was
If we
going to
can't
ask the
just
same
go
thing.
in.
With our
Well-
knowledge of magic, is there anything we could, if we chipped a bit off one of the runes, would that affect it? Do we know?
You could attempt to dispel magic. You know that whoever
Well, I
tried to
think,
do that would need
I-
to undergo some kind of check to do it. That'd probably be the only way to get rid of the runes, because part of the high level magic is to make them fairly impervious. The other things you might be able to do is if you moved out, if someone could bring down the ceiling of the passageway, that would block it off.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Okay,
also
that's
might be
fine.
like.
I can try and dispel it if you want, if you think that will.
No, you've listened. If you weren't going to speak to those wolves, right? Not letting you dispel
Well,
this
that's
thing. You
because
talked
that
about
was a
being pretty weak or whatever.
that was a lower level of magic, but this is something that I could do a little bit more of at the moment.
Okay.
Wonder, did I?
I have
No, I
two
can-
third level slots left still to use, is basically what I'm saying. So I could use one of them to try and dispel.
Do we know? Because you can only dispel magic that's up to your level, right?
No, so
No,
you
I
can
can-
dispel high level magic, but
As
you
long
have
as
to
I
take
know
a
what's
saving.
enchanted. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to take an ability check, and basically it's a DC of this 10 plus the spell level,
Yeah.
and you roll essentially your magic casting stat. So in Brad's case, it'd be Wisdom
It'd be plus
plus the
5.
D20.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
it's up to you whether you want to
there's
do
a
with it.
pretty good
It's
chance I could dispel it, unless it's like a 9th level spell. So
I'm going to.
I'm
in
probably
that- what
guessing
I'm
it is
gonna
if it's been
do-
cast every year, but
I'm going to cast guidance on you.
that only affects, unfortunately. Oh no, it isn't. Is it an ability check?
Roll one ability check of its choice.
Yeah, this is an ability check, so
Oh,
yes,
we've
it would
lost-
count.
We've lost Daniel again.
I'm sure he'll be back in a sec.
There
There
he
he is,
is.
straight
Okay.
back in.
Hmm.
If you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast guidance on you, which is
Okay.
not much,
Can-
but it's
And then
something.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
Dispel your magic then, please.
Okie dokie.
So it's a D20
It's just
plus Wisdom plus a D4.
I'll just do a Wisdom check and then I'll roll a D4 after.
Yeah.
I'm on a 4. Hey.
hey,
Hey,
Is exactly the DC you needed.
I knew it was
Exactly
ninth
the
level
DC.
spell. I knew
So
it
as
was.
you initially start to tap into your kind of bird settles on your shoulder, and you feel this renewed energy as you start to dispel it, and then you almost feel these waves attacking you and feel something in your body beginning to change as the flames of the bird seem to surround your innate soul and guard it. Even then it feels as though it's failing before Dox reaches out a hand and just puts it on your shoulder, and you feel his magic suffuse you too, and it is just enough. And with a screaming howl, the runes around you flare up suddenly and then are gone, leaving just a bloody stone floor.
Nice.
Okay.
If
Nice
you
work,
use
Octavius.
prestidigitation,
Uh,
we could clean this place right up and no one would ever know anyone was here.
You will be there a long time if you're doing this
Yeah,
one
I
for a
think- I
certain
think,
time.
I think
I need
it would take a while.
yeah, give me a minute. I'm just gonna sort of leans against the wall for a bit.
so if we move the bench or something,
good.
is there a secret passageway under?
So very quickly, you can see directly underneath it. It's not got it's not obscured sides. See that these feet are essentially bolted into the floor to prevent it rocking. It's been very heavily secured, but very quickly you realise there's nothing underneath. There's no other way ingress or exit out of this room. It is simply a chamber where experiments may have happened.
I think
Nice.
that Faeza would be a bit upset that quite a lot of, I don't know, I suppose a lot of life has been hurt and changed, and I think she'd want to say a little prayer or something just to try and bless the place or try and settle any spirits that were there.
Make a religion check for me
Okay.
quickly.
Okay.
Black's going to go over to Octavius, put his hand on his shoulder and go, I'm very impressed, Octavius. That was some feat you did there.
I don't think I'll be doing it again anytime soon. Thank you.
You don't have to, friend. Rest well.
I got a 10. No.
As you think about taking out your figures from your pack and saying a prayer and setting up your altar quickly, you get a sense that whatever is here, this place seems to have been consecrated almost in duality. You found the weapon, the divine weapon, that seems holy in some way, but then you're finding all this desecration and this death, and the two things aren't matching up, and you feel that this place has already got a lot of gods in it, and that adding more gods, you're not sure which way that's going to come down at the moment. It might be wiser to find out what's at the roots before we start praying to a particular god here.
In which case, I won't pray to a particular god. I'll just, I don't know, just get to say general words, just to say, I hope all the spirits that were hurt here have found rest. And then, or if they haven't, then I hope we find them rest. And then we can move on.
And I think until now, Docs hadn't really realized that this bench is a torture thing, and he's starting to go dark because he's remembering, and so he's just going to go, right, let's go find who did this and stop them forever. And I'm just going to walk out. Okay,
if you give me a second whilst I teleport you back via the magic of internet to the other corridor.
Faeza's got a new kind of determination as well. In that respect.
Hey, well done, team. That was mighty.
That was
yeah.
That was a very challenging check. I'm very impressed.
If it wasn't for the guidance, you never would have made it.
Yeah,
We've got the mighty Octavius. The guidance, yeah.
Well done.
So as you begin to move into the darkened corridor, what you thought was a corridor going off to your left, you can see is an empty alcove. There is a cracked dent in the floor where you believe a statue may once have sat.
Can I perceive, I don't know, like...
Make a perception check. Yeah.
26.
You can see that the statue was possibly removed. It doesn't appear to be something that's just been moved for cleaning. It appears to have been kind of dug out. There's kind of a cratery thing. You would also, with that, I will let you have that you would guess that at least some more of these corridors on the left may well be similar alcoves, similar to the motif you'd seen in the earlier corridor where there were statues lining it.
Fine. I'll keep walking down.
So
with
as
my eyes peeled.
As you move through, you see the 4 corridors, four little alcoves that are all the same. They once bore statues that have now been destroyed.
Yeah, I'm just angry. I'm just going to keep going.
So as you get to the end of the corridor and around it, you find another door.
Black is hot on the heels of Docs, and he's not saying anything, but he's not being necessarily close in a way that someone who, when you'd like got battle brothers, someone's got your back. I'm letting him know that without saying anything because he's in a
emotional support animal.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm gonna kick this door open. If that's what it does, I'm gonna kick the door and hope it opens.
You just kick the door open. You see an altar with a tattered carpet and a large scroll on it.
Oh look, there you go, Docs. There's the magical item that you wanted. Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Wait. I'm gonna read it.
Okay, bear with me, because as I'm trying to move people in, I can't also find the thing at the same time.
I prepared explosive runes this morning.
Oh, come on, move people. There we go. Right. Ooh, it's very cramped in another 15 by 15 room.
Valentine's Day.
As you... that's the one. That's the one. You find a scroll of that is... Well, what languages do you speak?
I speak deep speech, Sylvan, Primordial, Celestial, and Infernal.
Druidic Primordial.
Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, and Goblin.
Just Gnomish for me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is definitely celestial common.
Lack speaks Celestial, and so does Vix.
So it appears that none of you read the language this is written in until, Docs, you hear a voice. You know, I think I can help with this. And the sigils in front of you change. Ah. How good of you. You found one of my sister's scrolls. And the reading is essentially a religious text dedicated to Our Lady Mislith, Queen of Fear, Empress of Terror, Sower of Poisons, and Empress of all that will never be. And it's essentially a litany, part of a sermon that is written down.
It's like her manifesto.
It's literally like someone reading the Lord's Prayer, basically.
I want to investigate under the altar, under this carpet rug thing. It just feels a bit too...
Make an
Nothing-y.
investigation check.
Johnny, am I in the right room? Because I look like I'm in that laboratory at the moment. Have I got
So
that
you need to refresh. You definitely are in the correct room.
Does someone want to help me so I can have advantage on this? Because
I will help you because I'm a sage and I've got some.
Yeah.
Just feels a little bit...
Sure.
Oh, advantage. 26. Oh,
26.
No, that's
No.
12. Sorry, that's the
12.
one before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with a 12, what you do find underneath the ritual book, Docs, you find another page.
Oh.
I have shared that with you. You should be able to see it.
Yes.
If we could read it so that Lack can know what's going on, that'd be fantastic.
I nearly died tonight. Errata Ven Abyss found me, and I only got out because of Hawthorne's bravery. That man has too clean a soul for my liking. I cannot afford to be in debt to anyone else.
Well, sounds like my centre was a bit of a naughty one. Too clean.
There's that name
Listen,
again.
I don't know many bards with a clean soul, so you know.
And this happened between Hawthorne dying and them getting off the ship. I'm not sure.
Nah, this is an earlier one, isn't it?
We don't know that Hawthorne is referenced as he.
But this
It could be anyone.
This insinuates that Errata Ven Abyss has been chasing them for quite a long time.
No. Remember, like the first one we picked up, and he said, "I don't want Errata Ven Abyss to catch wind," and then now this is saying he has caught him.
That's what I'm saying. So ever since my centre left,
Zawati, you'll get there. Don't worry.
Thank you. That they've been chased by this Errata Ven Abyss.
Yeah. Was he, Faeza? Was he a bit of a dodgy geezer?
I don't know what you mean.
Like, you know, was he?
Well, he was.
You know, did his were his hands metaphorically clean? Like, I know they were dirty because obviously he used to work a lot and make stuff, everything like that.
No, we already know that he grifted some nobles out in the country that
the authority in Zawati was bad. So he didn't obey all the rules, but he obeyed what was right. That's what he told me. So, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, but like the people who are in here turning humans into monsters thought they were right as well. So where do you put it on the spectrum?
I don't know. This is. I mean, I haven't seen him for 10 years, but I don't know.
I mean, to be slightly more fair to the man, it did sound from the journal entries that he'd been forced to work here.
Yeah,
Well,
but I mean, we kind of need to know the order of these entries, don't we? Because
Yes,
it's weird.
yes, something to do while time is stopped and we are off stream, because I might have a look at all of the entries and work it out.
Okay.
Aside from that, you find nothing. It appears that this text has been placed here in some reverence.
Can the altar be moved?
Make a strength check.
You want to end? I'll give you a hand at that. Do you want me to roll one or just give him advantage?
You roll one as well, Ripper.
Oh, big man on campus, 21.
Oh, I'll let you do that then.
So as you're pushing it, you can hear the scrape of stone, and it appears to just be stone floor underneath as you're pushing back with Six's help, the marble or marble-like kind of dense stone. Doesn't appear to be anything underneath. This was literally just a stone table.
Yeah, I haven't done any sled pushes in a while. This will get me the the strength training for the day I need. All right, I guess we want to head back if there's nothing else.
Okay. One moment, please. Just sorting something out.
Right. Where else have we not been? Do we need to head back?
Well,
to
the corridor
large
had the
hallway?
two doors.
Yeah, I
isn't it?
don't really know where to go.
I think it's the hallway, isn't it?
Head
Because
right
there
to
was
the back
the two
large
doors either
hallway,
side.
yes.
Yep.
There was
So
a dark door and a...
Ornamented door, wasn't there? The ornamented door as well.
Yes.
So
that's right.
you head back. I'm going to move you back there slowly. Next up was luck. So as you move back into the corridor, you very quickly notice a door to your right, or with characters left, but on screen right.
Yeah.
I'm going to save you some time. As you push it open, you see a bedroom with 4 cots in, some privy bowls, very little in the way of ornamentation or personal effects. Whoever has been staying here, this appears to be where they've been sleeping.
Is there any indication that my center may have stayed here to sleep?
Make an investigation check for me.
Can someone else do it?
I'll help because I know my scent.
Yeah.
I know my
Why
centre.
don't
So...
Faeza do it? We'll help Faeza.
Okay. Investigation. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll do that with advantage because everyone's helping me out. 17.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking something. So I'm just checking I've actually put all the pages in where they need to be. The joy about scattering things out of order for you is when I then go to find them, they're not in order for me to check. Which is brilliant. Yeah, you do find something. You find this.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, so it says, finally a breakthrough. There is said to be a library so big in Elder Spire that it contains all the knowledge known to sentients since the second collapse. They must know more about the artifacts.
Ah, now we get something we know.
So I think that's quite an early on.
Well, this is where we've already been.
Yeah.
This was the library that we went to.
No,
Well, so far,
you went to the library in Shademantle. Elder Spire is capital.
You didn't go that way.
Octavius is going to say that anyway.
Yeah, I think
So-
other
so-
than... Sorry, go on.
I would like, so the pages, can we investigate them to see if there's any indication of the order of
Yeah.
of these occurrences.
I would say with Faeza's natural intelligence, you are capable of figuring out that the scrap numbers are labelled from earliest to latest. Whilst obviously the characters don't see scrap 1, scrap 2 written on it. Players do and can realise that is an order of time.
Shall I read them out in order? Does that help or not? Yeah?
Yes, it seems to be the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I haven't got everyone's faces on because had Foundry open.
Okay,
So, first one said, amidst the smeared and spattered text, a scant few lines are legible. And so I head north, leaving the child behind. I won't deny that I'll miss her. She has a gift for fixing things. I'm crossing over to Indiri soon. I should be able to dupe some nobles out of their money to let me travel in style. This whole concept of roads is abhorrent. I shall have to be careful not to stand out too much. I don't want a Rataven Abyss catching wind. Number 2. The crossing was a nightmare. The traders I hired had the shallowest draft in their stupid boat, and we nearly capsized 7 times. I tried to explain the importance of ballast, but the fool captain wouldn't listen. Boats have always been like this since the time of my great-grandfather's grandfather. Still, I consider myself lucky. The God King's advisor didn't realise what he'd let slip. I know it's somewhere in Nomiumgard. Now I just need to figure out where. I can't do Nomiumgard, just like you can't do Zawati. Correct. There's said to be a library so big in Elder Spire that it contains all the knowledge known to sentience since the second collapse. You must know more about the artifact. That's the bit that I don't know about because we didn't go to Elder Spire. We went the other way, I think.
No, we did go to Elder Spire.
No, Elder Spire's the
No.
capital.
Oh, have we not?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
We've not been to the
No.
capital yet.
So, and then he says, I nearly died tonight. A Rataven Abyss found me and I only got out because of Hawthorne's bravery. That man has too clean a soul for my liking. I cannot afford to be in debt to anyone else. I can't risk Elder Spire. The assassins are everywhere now. Luckily, Hawthorne told me about the heirloom repository. He knows of someone who can get us in. He's proving most useful. They caught us last night as we were fleeing the revel. Hawthorne saved me again. I can't heal his wound and I have nothing to bind it with. I hope it doesn't fester. I'm going to need his local knowledge. He died, but not before he told me how to find the matron's circle. I'm so close now. Please kill me. They make me work on those things. I can't do what they ask. I can't forge metal. I was so close to freedom. Little one, forgive me. You were the only light in my life. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so emotional. Dan left.
Dan left. Yeah, there he is. He's back.
It's just wipe his tears away.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
So the one we just found.
I think we're missing a scrap. That's it. Just one scrap.
Yeah.
That's number 6.
But the one we just found now, the finally a breakthrough. Which one is that?
Yeah, I think that was the 3rd one.
Scrap 3.
Yeah, so it was quite early on when he was looking in Elder Spire for an artifact.
Was Faeza reading those out?
Yes.
Okay. Black's just going to go and give her a hug.
She's going to say thank you. I think Tooch
That's
will
very
give her a little nuzzle as well.
Does
Shall we keep
anyone
going?
want a tea?
Sorry?
Do you need a tea, Faeza? Do we need to take a stop for tea?
I don't think so. I think we need to find out where he is and what's happened to him.
Yep, and then find out what's
I
happened.
want to find that out now, and we need to find out what Seed's got to do with all of this. She's very
Okay,
upset.
let's go then, people. Let's do it.
Let's keep.
So as you move south, you come to another door. You now see 3 doors. One was the ornate doors at the ends that you'd already seen. Door on your left and a door a bit further ahead to your right. You also notice that the blood-stained smears had been carrying on down this corridor and go off to the right.
Is that in a like this is the origin of the blood smears?
Yeah, you would assume that where people have been dragged
Okay,
from
it.
is through this door you haven't gone in. They would have been dragged to the chamber that you have been in.
That's
And there is, again, a plain wooden door on your left.
Okay.
Just open the one on the left, just in case.
So as you do, I'm just trying to make it so that everybody can see. Faeza doesn't need to see. You, again, find a small room. This one has a glowing red orb in it. that is softly pulsing out light.
What does it feel like? Does it feel magical? Does it do things?
It feels uncomfortable. There is a soft chanting in the room,
Oh, like the other room.
like the other room.
I'd like to roll something to see if I can find out more.
What would you like to find out?
Arcana, I suppose.
That would tell. Rolling Arcana would limit it to telling you what you could
I-
figure out about magic.
Can I?
So it would tell you that it is magical, but it's very obviously magical.
Insight.
Yeah.
Okay, take an insight check.
I'll do it.
Oh, 24.
Nice.
You. What are you trying to find out from it?
I
like
suppose
to-
it's nature with all the gods around. Is it,
Right.
which?
Can I touch it, Docs?
This is a very magical artifact, clearly by the fact that the red light is literally pulsing in waves around the room. With
Yeah, of course you
insight,
can touch it,
you've
Octavius,
guessed
mate.
nothing in this place has been too savoury. This definitely seems to lean more towards the more dissonant things you found than, say, the holy weapon.
I cast. Wait, let me just check. Let me just check. I cast guidance on myself and pick it up.
As you go to touch it, you need to make a saving throw, please. It needs to be a charisma save.
Shite.
Can
All
I
right, you're
give him?
within, you're within 10 feet of me, mate.
Phew,
Can I give
17.
him? Flash
17?
of Genius to
Sure.
help him out. I'll give you +4 to your roll.
+4, thank you, because I realise guidance doesn't apply to saving throws. 1. So 18.
Is it?
18
Is it a D4 or just +4?
No, it's not
Plus
guidance, Brad. It's literally
it's
it's
just
Flash of
plus
Genius, so it adds the intelligence bonus.
Oh, then
Yeah, it's
21.
just adds a +4.
21.
You instantly drop the orb as you take 13 points of psychic damage as your entire head is gripped with a sharp pain and essentially a swirling red darkness
Fool of a
engulfs your vision, and very similar. And says, you just hear a voice that says, "I see you now."
I see.
Is this a palantir?
It's a palantir.
And it just rolls
Uh,
and clinks against the wall, the magic still giving out.
Lack
As
is
it
going to not
rolls,
touch
it
it.
illuminates a page hidden in the corner.
Nice. Lack is going to not touch it and wrap it up in some cloth.
So as you go to wrap it up, it is now covered in cloth.
Okay.
Do you want
so
me?
the-
Do you want me to? Do you want me
Ah.
to hold that?
Errata Benabis are a. Have you seen? Can you all see the scrap? Let me read it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the Great Frozen Lake.
Read it.
The library has what I needed. Now to find a way up there. Errata Benabis are always one step behind. I can't sleep anymore. Once I get it, I can be free.
So Arata Ben Abyss isn't a person.
It's an organization.
That's-
It's
yeah.
a they.
He can be
Okay.
free.
Well, hang on.
Is he being
Proceed with the
compelled?
they.
So-
I know it would be is.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say. I think if it was a pronoun thing, it would be Errata Benabis is always
Be
a
an
step
is,
behind.
yeah.
The fact that they.
Yeah, it's got to be a multiple
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Or some kind of body of something.
But also, is my center being compelled here? Is some way?
It says at last I'll be free, but
Well,
Faeza-
maybe if he's been looking into Palantirs.
Does Faeza know anything about that? I think we've asked before, haven't I? If she recognised Arata Van Abyss. I don't think she does.
You did roll for it before, and you from the check you thing.
Okay.
Right.
You
anything
you
else
get the
to
sense
reveal?
now, kind of reading with what you know of my center, that perhaps he wasn't always entirely honest with you about the other side of Zawati. and that Faeza was a lot more innocent when she was back there.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we do one sweep of the room to make sure once the orb removed there wasn't anything under it or blah blah?
I'd say you've rolled. There's nothing else in here.
Can I? With touching the orb in the cloth, will it set off the same check?
It does not seem to be at the moment. But you do, again, holding it, feel intensely uncomfortable. I'll give you this for free. You get the sense that if you're carrying this thing around, you are going to be rolling regular saves to ward off its effects.
Oh, well.
I've had enough for one
I
day.
think we leave it here.
Should we just put it back? Should we put it back?
Should we try to smash it?
Cover it. I think
we
cover
should
it.
break it. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
You're going to smash it.
Faze is going to step out the room.
Just because
I mean, I don't know.
does not mean I'm smart.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think like it's
In
wrapped
the
in the
room.
cloth. It's wrapped in the cloth.
Wait,
we
I'm
know.
outside the room.
Yeah, the
like,
wise thing to do is for
120
everybody,
foot away.
please leave. I'm going to break the orb. That's the wise thing to do.
Yeah. We'll all leave. You can yeet it into the room, and we'll shut the door.
That's a good idea. I like that idea.
Yeah. I think I've got.
I'll do it, guys. I'm
Roll an insight check.
Okay.
23.
This would be a terrible, terrible idea.
Fair enough. I say we put it back and we just walk out here.
Well, no. I think we should,
Cover it over.
I think we should
I
hide
think
it somewhere.
Yeah, at least hide it, right? Not make it easy.
Yeah, we can't let them use it for free.
Oh, why don't you go take it up to the other room up there and roll it in and see what happens? Let those two fight it out.
That's not the worst idea.
Okay, so you're going to head to the other door. Are you taking it with you or are you leaving it?
I just think we leave it.
Okay. So as
Boil
you
it, mash
head,
it, stick it in a stew, whatever.
you've got one door left, one plain door, and then the ornamented door at the end.
I think I've been the other plain door personally, don't you?
Yep.
As you push it open, you see a thin corridor filled with cells.
May I have a look and
These-
see anything is in those cells?
As you move forward
Anyone down
into the
here?
prison,
Anyone?
as you move in, let me just try and get the marching order correct again. You see several bodies and skeletons in the cells where people have died, cramped in confines where they can't actually stand in the cells. Whilst the kind of doorway is wide enough to open up, it's more like an oubliette. They are basically cramped in, and some of them appear to have just like cracked spines,
Oh,
etc.
brother, could you imagine being trapped in one of these? How would it
No,
feel?
I
Do
don't
you
like it.
imagine?
I don't like it. I'm getting out of here. I don't like it.
Push right into it, huh?
You move forward, you find cell after cell after cell of just dead bodies or emptiness. And from the empty ones, you see blood smeared onto the floor. As you get right to the end of this passage,
Can
you
I
see
cast
a figure.
Tonight?
Yep, you cast some light. I will add some light to the scene.
Yeah, I've still got it on my weapon as well.
You see, I'm actually going to pop it in the final cell as well, so you can all see it. Although I realise you can't. Right. So I'm going to shift people around one by one so that it should remain there. In fact, hang on. I'm going to move Faeza up. There is a figure in the last cell. A massive cloaks, torn, blood dribbling out. Looks like it's slowly coagulating. Turning round, you see an old man. Bald. Skin would once have been baked dark by the sun. Looks a massive welt of purples and grey. Eyes completely white. as though blind. Long white beard. As he looks up. Finally, my madness catches up to me. I know you can't be here, little one. And that's where we're going to end tonight's show.
I know who it is.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
It's an illusion.
Deckard Cain.
So that's where we're going to end tonight, folks.
Nice.
Ooh,
Very
exciting
interesting.
times.
Good session.
It was good.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that one.
Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks. Excellent.
Very welcome, folks. You have successfully
You know,
completed this level.
with Doc's cutting that guy's head off, right? Because that's what Docs would do, just like straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Straight in.
bold!
Well, I mean, I have been asking everyone first, a little, but maybe.
I don't know.
Try it. Well, bit of a dark one, but we got there. You've nearly completed this level. You've just got whatever's through those last doors to find out about.
Nice.
How exciting.
And we've still got to go down and find Les Sisters. That's French for the
No,
sisters.
we might be
Is it?
fighting the
Let's,
sisters.
Let's
Stairs. I like it.
Le Sisture. Yeah, authentique, as the French
Yeah.
would say, Ryan.
And obviously Joffrey can confirm this, but it's El Sisters in Spanish. That's what it is.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Racial sensitivity brought to you by Blood and Song.
Yeah.
I do feel like we're going to fight an angel, though, in that room. You know that one, the same sort of one that we found in the other dungeon. That's the
That turned out to be
It's my
Let's
gut
see.
feeling.
nasty. It was good. Yeah, lots of adventuring. If you and your party are adventuring onto social media, why don't you come check us out at Blood Song Party on Twitter or Blood and Song on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you are, if you are not joining us for these adventures on a Monday, then you can at least subscribe.
Certainly, please do. We would love to hear from you. That being said, we will see most of you next week, although I believe we're a few people down. So we'll see who we've got next Monday for the adventure. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, may the Great Mother guide you in all that you do. Farewell.